What's up, guys? Oh my goodness. You would not believe the mess, the crazy mess I had to get through to make it back home. But I'm here. I made it. So yes. Yeah, I had to let me just say hello to everybody in the chat first. Guys, can you hear me all right? I literally just got home just very shortly, set up everything, and are we coming across? Can you hear me good? Do I need to turn it up, turn it down? Sounding all right? All right, so sounds good. Thank you, Raph, my buddy. All right, let me go just shout out the chat real quick and I'll tell you what's going on. Oh, yes. Thank you, Rachel's Cats, for popping in earlier. Thank you, David, Guitar Off the Cuff. Thank you, Alan Williamson, for popping through. I do have a secret for you guys. What's up, Rushmore Show? How you doing? Katie shopping and traveling. Happy belated birthday and happy monetization to you, Katie. Fantastic friend and Modern Day Breakfast Club member. What's up, Adam? I had my ninja over there with you while I was out stuck in traffic. Yeah, check out Adam. You guys, I saw a lot of you guys up at the premiere. What's up, Adam? Judy, how you doing? Hopefully it's not too cold for you out there. My life sunny side up. That's Sydney Cat's secondary channel. Thank you so much. Mr. Alan Williamson, who is the father of the year. That's why I use the Better Not Pouch cup. And then Mr. Robert Springs, how you doing, good sir? And 24 Yeet Man, how is everybody doing? Melissa Hayden. What's up? I saw Melissa up on Mr. Scott's channel. How you doing, Melissa? Welcome. And yeah, welcome to everybody who Modern Day Breakfast Club crew. What's up, Joyax? How you doing? And let me my buddy Allison Pro Jam. Welcome. Hey, Rudini. What's that guy? This guy right here, the YMCA guy. How you doing, Rudini? Member of the Modern Day Breakfast Club and a fantastic friend. Cat friends, how you doing? Tranquil, how you doing? Hello, John. 4 cats in a Virginia mountain shack. John, yeah, the crew's up here. Sorry, guys, man. I'm kind of rushing here. So I just got some crazy traffic trying to make my way out of here. What's up, Nez lovers? How you doing? And Sydney Cat, right? So Modern Day Breakfast Club up in the house, guys. Hello, Spine Ticks. Mr. Sith, how you guys doing? Yeah, and then real quick before I get it, let me catch my breath. But yeah, if you guys want to see a cool live stream, check out Spine Ticks on Saturday night, 10 p.m. Central. Fantastic live stream. Oh, I hear the mystery guest in the background. I'll bring him on. What's up, Cool Gamer? Guys, thank you so much for being slightly patient with me with what I'm trying to do here. So here's what happened. So Burpee's Giant couldn't make it. He was having some car issues, so he called me earlier, halfway throughout the day, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I do have some people in the back pocket, right? So I'm like, let's see who I could bring on to come and talk to us. And I'm like, ooh, and I reached out, and that person's like, we're gonna make this happen. So man, I was good to go. I get home, then I can pick up my mom. I go out. Usually it takes me 20 minutes. Took me an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm like rushing home, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta set up the lights. I gotta do this. Gotta do the link. I gotta do this. I was like trying to not to freak out too much, right? So, oh my gosh, yeah, it's so crazy. So man, thank you all for coming. And if new people pop in, I'll let you guys know. Okay, here, check out so and so. But thank you all for coming. Is it Mr. Beast? It is not Mr. Beast. Man, I called Mr. Beast, but he was busy. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever, Mr. Beast, you want to come on and check us out? That's fine, man. It's okay. I won't eat any of your chocolate anymore. So what I actually got better than Mr. Beast, guys. I'm telling you, this is so much better than Mr. Beast. So I was able to make a quick call. That's why I'm blessed to have you guys' numbers and stuff. And I got another guest, which I was trying to get to. So coming to the stage, our friend and the dude behind the jams that we're listening to, popping you on, sir, Mr. David of Guitar Off the Cuff. What's up, David? How you doing, man?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, man. How you doing?
Doing all right.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. You're
Forget
doing
about
right.
it.
Forget about it. So, guys, yeah, this is David, man. Thank you, David, for popping in for such
Oh yeah,
short notice, man. Such
yeah.
short notice.
My camera is like getting jumpy occasionally. So
Oh, I see that. I think you
yeah,
have a
I don't.
paranormal entity in your home, man. We need to go do some
Yeah,
Ghostbuster stuff.
yeah. That probably. I don't. It may be the music there. I don't know. That's one of my framed albums. But anyways,
Mhm.
I don't know what the problem is with it.
I'm gonna turn this down so we could talk, man. I like I can never get bored or like tired of listening to that smooth jam that you put on, man.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
I love
Glad
it,
you like
man.
it.
And I'm
I
seeing
have
that
a
you're
whole
doing.
bunch of other ones that I need to put out there because I'll do a lot. I'll just do like 5 of them on my phone in a night, and then listen to them later, and then I get behind on uploading them. Then I go to play one back, and I'm like, well, that one is really one I want to put out there, kind of a thing. Like one of the ones I did for burpees is one that I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that one. I want to make a video for that one.
Yeah, man. I'm hearing a lot of your stuff in things. So I heard you in Maidens. I heard you in Burpees.
Hmm.
And of
Yeah,
course on my live streams it's the go-to jam. It's the
yeah.
go-to jam for me. I mean it kind of soothes me.
Hmm.
What's up, cat friends? And yeah, guys, I know I was kind of short on the shout outs. Oh, man, I'm literally just like David, man. I was texting Dave on the phone. I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it home. There's traffic. I got to do this, and like I was like, oh, this is gonna happen. And usually
Yeah.
I break down the room completely after I do a live. I put every single thing away. You mean the camera? I put it away because my OCD's like, hey, put that away, bro. Put it away.
Yeah.
It's just me, man. Like, and then I'm like, oh my god, I have so much to do. And then you gave me a video. Then I'm like, oh my god, I got to compress that, put it in, stock it in, because it doesn't like the format from the iPhone. So I had to like take it, and I was like, come on, you got
Oh,
this, you got this.
even that little clip. Oh, geez, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
but it's no big deal, man. Luckily,
Yeah.
like, I still got some energy left over in my new medicine. What's up, Veronica? How you doing? But thank you, hey guys, thank you all for popping in, man, and checking us out. I got David guitar off the cuff, and man, thank you so much, man, for popping in and doing this. The Giant will be on next week. He had some he had some car issues, and I'm like, oh, it's good. Let make some calls, right? So, man, how you been?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to figure out how to see the chat right now and and not be watching the stream because I want to watch just what I see you live. So,
Oh yeah, I'm watching YouTube live. I what I do is I watch when I'm doing the live stream. I'm watching. Yeah, look at that, David. You rock, man. Check it out, John. John, hey guys, look. I remember there was a time about a month and a half ago. I was asking a bunch like, "Oh, but David, you want to come on?" And they're like, "No, guys." Oh, remember, it was like totally out of the question. I'm like,
yeah,
one day when you're ready, I'm gonna call you and you're gonna fill in
yeah.
for me on the slot. So man, yeah, what's up, Budget Rips? How you guys doing? What's up, Rushmore Show? Yeah, man. So I'm glad that like you're on, man. You're coming out of your shell and you look happy, and it's just like we talk on the phone. It's one of those things, man. Um, pushing yourself to new levels, and it's like, hey, this is actually pretty cool, man. But thank you so much.
Let me just see if that did that go through. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I wanted to make sure it went through and showed my thing because it made me sign in again. So I
Okay,
don't know.
so the Earthlings, you guys are
Oh,
Earthlings,
it's
and
probably
Dave.
because it's through StreamYard. That's why.
Right, right. So it sucks.
Ah.
Like StreamYard's all good to go, but I only use it to run whatever I'm gonna drop and lay out, or
Yeah.
Then I go back to the YouTube live chat to look at
Hmm.
chat, but it's
Yeah.
delayed. It's delayed by about 7 or 8 seconds, right? So, but yeah, it's cool. I watch
Well,
chat and I
see,
go back and forth.
that's when you just say, "Well, there's a lot of comments here. I'm trying to keep. Let me go back and go back through, and then you can just account for the delay there."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. Hey, what's up? It's me, Retro. How you doing? I see a lot of new, awesome people up in here, guys. It's me, Retro. That's a cool friend that I've connected with. I saw up earlier in the chat. Let's see. I saw. Wow, it's way up. The Witcher Yor is a friend. does exercising and also plays The Witcher, kind of like Logan. And then there's another person way up. Echo is here. My life, living my best life, 60. And then Crystal's Adventure. Welcome, Crystal. And Squirrel, how you doing? Squirrel's Magnet Fishing.
From there.
Ned's Lover. Ned's Lover does some cool live streams where they would just paint from the start and just talk. Ned's Lover is very fantastic. Does fantastic live streams. I just can't, like, it's on late and my bedtime's like very very early. And then yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of newer people. I've been connecting with a lot of new people up and around in different chats, right? And I don't know if you came with us to Rob and Elvis. Oh my gosh, those guys raid, and it's so fun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
It was like a hostile takeover, and we jumped to another one and another
right.
one.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So we're making these connections, right? And there's people. Of course, we're like tapping into other communities, and people are joining the crew, Modern Day Breakfast Club and stuff like that. I did change.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Let me pop out our things, guys. Hey, guys, I got my buddy guitar off
Pop
the
out our
cuff.
things.
Pop our things.
We gotta check.
Yeah.
Make sure we
Okay.
clarify. I'll be the disclaimer guy.
Okay. We're not gonna pop out no things. Okay.
What
So
he meant to say.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you the nice one. Here's mine, right? So MDBC 2024/7. So it's my new logo.
24/7.
24/7. I don't know, but I'll leave yours because that's cute, man. That little dog. It looks like it's trying to play for some money or maybe waiting at the side of the road to go somewhere. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I just think he's just, a dog and he doesn't care. He's like, whatever.
Yeah. So I guess like Rocky. He
Literally,
doesn't.
I punched in the AI thing, dog playing a guitar in the rain, and that came up, and I had nothing I wanted to change. I was like, that is perfect.
Oh my God.
Changed nothing. So then I put the suitcase there for his foot to be resting on. I said, would you like another one? Instead, I was like, no, I want that.
You know what? It is.
Tattooed on my back.
It's perfect. It is perfect, man. Hello. Speaking of which, what's up, LV? How you doing, LV? Guys, check out LV. She's got a fantastic crew, and man, they go raid and not even a hostile takeover.
Hey,
They'll
LV.
give it. Yeah, it's crazy. My last live stream on Tuesday, they got me they just rated. I got 81 likes, man. I'm like, whoa. And to me, over 50 on a live stream for me is big. I'm like, and then it's a like and things, so it's pretty cool. And then yeah, they raid. What Harry Humpstone in the house, guys? What's up? And yeah, I'm so happy that I got Sparky. Like Chevy Chase Sparky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Is it like Sparky when he's driving the car and the lady passes by?
yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. We've been connecting with different groups, and just want to let you guys know, do what you can, right? Don't get bombarded, because you could easily be bombarded if you just try to connect too hard. Don't connect too hard, because you cannot. A connection is supposed to be more, and they always say organic. Do what you can. I try to do 3 to 5 a week and I don't push too far out, because I can't make that connection if I push it, right? I mean, I need to watch, and I need to talk, and I need to go back and forth. I need to go live streams. But yeah, it's been fun. What's up, Vanta Crew? How you doing? Yeah. What's up, Bobby Catalano? Yeah, guys, I have my buddy guitar off the cuff. He does music for Maiden. He does music for my backbeats on my live streams. He does music for the Burpee Giant. I was supposed to have the Burpee Giant, but he had some issues with his car, and thankfully David popped in. So David, let's see.
I cut his brake lines. I admit it.
Oh, no.
I wanted to come on. No, I wanted to come on this week instead of next week. I was too anxious to come on, so
Yeah,
I sabotaged his car.
oh my gosh. Yes, thank you, Adam, for the congrats. Yeah, both me and Katie also we got the full monetization sometime around the same time this week.
Oh, cool.
This weekend, yeah, man. So you know what's so crazy, guys? Before I'm gonna have David introduce what we're about to do. But what's cool is when you get the full monetization, you don't really have to worry about a watch time anymore. It's gone. Yeah, like there's no part for it anymore. It just you just get views. So I was talking to Unc and he's like, hey, you know what? It's all about views now. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. And I'll bring Unc on. And I think you have a paranormal guest in your house, but it's okay. It
Hmm.
might be on topic of what we're talking about. But
Yeah.
what's cool is I get money for my shorts now, like ads within the shorts. So I think I got no 100. I'm so sorry. I got like $1.56 for my shorts. I'm like, what? Maybe I should do shorts more. So it's pretty cool. And then, excuse me, you can actually layer in when you where you want the ads, right? I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers that I didn't put ads in here because you could not turn it on. I wouldn't want ads to pop in when like a ghost popped
Hmm.
in back of David and we missed it. You're like, we don't want
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool, man. And thank you all for helping me out to do that. And my goal, and here's my thing, I'm gonna pop this out real quick, and as much as I love the dog, so MDBC 2024, as far as what I want to do, a big lofty goal for the people who are willing to do what you need to do, and follow the instructions and stuff, and just put in the grind. The goal is to get as many people in the Modern Day Breakfast Club monetized by the end of the year. Um, it's lofty, as many. I'm not gonna say all because it's not gonna happen for all. It might, because it's all a will matter of how much you put in, right? How much you're willing to do. But with a crew behind you, it's quite easy. And then you're gonna have to be like, sometimes, like, look at David. A month and a half ago, he's like, "Oh no, never would you ever see me open a live stream. I'm not doing this. This is not gonna happen." Remember that? I was like, when you're ready, when you are ready. But he's
Yeah.
now. This is what, your third live stream with the.
Yeah. I think for me it was really just trying to figure out what exactly what it would be about to make sure it'd be a good conversation.
Right.
Just make sure I was prepared and knowledgeable enough about what we're talking about. So
Right. That's so. You know what?
knowledgeable with the air quotes, knowledgeable.
Like this, air quotes.
Exactly.
I,
No.
I I
Yeah.
I try not to air quote, man, because yeah, we'll talk. Well, it's gonna
It's
segue
my
to what we're
go-to.
talking.
It's my go-to.
Wait, where's the
Don't.
comma? Shouldn't there be a comma within the quotes if we're doing stuff? How do you put the comma, David?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I always got confused on the punctuation whenever you did that.
Yeah. What's up, Logan? How you doing? Yeah, all out of you guys, I need the most help because I'm still in the double digits. Yes, like yeah. So you need to start doing longer videos or a live somehow, Yeet Man. What's up, Rob? How you doing? So got a lot of cool people up in the chat now. I got David. He stepped in. We're gonna. You know what? I'm gonna have you introduce you. Here's what we're about to do, David. But I'm gonna
Yes.
let you guys know one thing real quick. We weren't supposed to go on, but he filled in. We didn't have time because he was doing his job. I was doing my job. I was stuck in traffic. So we didn't get to like really talk about how we're going to do this. So I'm slightly worried because my OCD is freaking out, but we're going to make it happen. We did not, we know what we're going to plan, like talk about, but we don't know
Hmm.
the orders and stuff. So we're going to go
Yeah.
freestyle, like Eminem
Yes.
on 8 Mile, right? But let's go ahead and
Oh,
introduce what we're about to do, sir.
yeah. So what we wanted to do is go through, um, I guess, favorite movies and then the why behind it. What did it mean to us? Whether it's our time of period in our life or something like that. Somehow it's memorable. And but it's not like a best of. It's more like these are the ones that if it's on, I'm gonna watch it. That kind of thing. At least
Hmm.
for me, that's kind of what I was thinking. But I do have different categories. I have, like some hidden gems and some must sees in there. And hopefully one or two of those might be new to some folks. So I have a whole list, and we won't necessarily go through the whole list now, but I can throw some out there and see what people think. So
All right. Yay, welcome, Scotty Dog. Real quick, let me just play this. I mean, if I had more time, I would have added music behind it and made it. It's 6 seconds. Thank you, for making this. So here's what we're doing. We're actually going to be talking about movies, and what it meant for us in the time that we were watching it, right? And but like our favorite movies and stuff like that. So let me go ahead and just play your awesome thing that you put. Thanks for making all this, man. So, well, I see some cool ones there, man. What do we got there? Oh, Okay, real quick. In the chat, let's type in some of the movies that you saw. If you want me to, oh, is it still showing? Type in some movies that you saw there. And welcome, Saeed. How you doing? Maybe I should play it again, right? So I know they're chatting, and it was quick. Oh. Do we have anybody in migration? Terminator? Ray Rudini and the Human Centipede. Did you put Human Centipede?
Oh no, no,
please.
no. That's
Rounders. We saw
no,
Rounders.
It was. Actually, it has. Where's the little? I closed it now, but it has Terminator.
Okay.
Unforgiven.
Okay. Yeah. There.
Groundhog Day.
Okay.
Human
Human Centipede 2, of course.
No, none of those. Those are things when I just hear them described, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be checking that out at all. There. Trying to find my little. I'm sorry, I thought I had it here.
That's cool. Predator. What's up, Rook?
Yeah.
Hey, just to let you know, there's going to be a raid from LV. Thank you, LV, for raiding. So we're going to see a flood of people saying LV raid. And it's cool because they're going to come. They're going to hit thumbs on mine. And we'll try this out as a group eventually. I saw Predator in Rounders and Bullet the Experience.
It wasn't Rounders. It was, there was... paint.
Oh, let me, man, see if I could slow it down a little bit. Let's loop it. Let's loop it. Yeah, the one in the middle. I don't know what's the one in the middle.
Oh, okay. So the one in the middle is Primer.
Primer. I think someone said Primer. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, and then the one to the right of that is The Man from Nowhere. Of course, above that's Arnie. Yeah, for the Terminator and Terminator 2, Groundhog Day, Bill Murray there, Predator, of course, and you got The Matrix down there on the left side. Below that's The Dark Knight, and then Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
A great movie.
Right.
And then Unforgiven. And those are just, some of the ones that I have on my list. I sent you. I said, obviously we won't go through all of them, but those are some of the ones that just stick out to me.
Oh, look at John's. Okay, and I think Rudini said that's Terminator 2 because Arnold looks a little different than 1. Is that 2 or 1?
It looks. I think that is from T2. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too because he looks like more like his face is more like toned, I guess, in 1.
I think that's right, and actually T2 I think is the better of the two movies, but you can't have it without the first one. So
right, and then John saw these, which I also see sometimes. Like I see Up in Smoke for sure, and these ones are actually some good ones too. These 3 that John put up on, I put it on the link here or the banner. So let's see. Our top 4 months are in May and June. Yeah, and the Rushmore show does like movies and stuff. I didn't want to like do too much with, but I know I wanted to talk to David about movies, and the reason why I wanted to do that is I met David way back when man, I must have had like 130 subs or friends, and then you were like at like 20 or 30, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And we would just have these huge, long, monstrous conversations about movies.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, yeah, remember that? It was like, okay. And we would like super long, like I'm talking like this long. And at that time, we both kind of had the time to do it because I wasn't connected as I am now, right? And it's now like, oh, how's it going, David? Who's it good? And we'll catch our breath and then make a comment, right? But then we were having these huge conversations about movies and stuff, and then it's like maybe we could talk about that. So
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see.
The way I kind of thought this, yeah, everybody knows about reaction channels, right? This is the reverse of it. This is, we already know it. You may know it better. We already know it and we like it, and here's one that we suggest. But if you already know it, you just ignore that one. But if there's one, hopefully somebody hears something about a movie that they didn't even know existed or something like that. But it's really more just a recommendation, as opposed to the other side. We're the
right.
recommenders rather than the reactors. Like I couldn't start a music reaction show. I couldn't. I mean, it's just it's not that I know everything about music. It's just my brain would overload.
You know what? Maybe we'll start this way because I know, guys, like literally, we know we're gonna be talking about some movies and how it like affected us in life, and like
Yeah,
maybe even like how it what it does to us now. We'll
yeah.
start. Let's go ahead and just start with. I'll ask you, what's your absolute favorite movie? The one that like you would call it your most favorite movie of all time.
I would have to say, um, Aliens, probably the
Aliens.
second. Yeah, and I know it's an action sci-fi um uh based thing, but the character development of Ripley from the first movie to the second movie, she's awake. She's in cryo for like 50 some years after the first movie, and then second movie she's awake for a few days, and then works a little bit there at the space station, and then she goes back out. So she's had about 3 days and nothing but nightmares with these things. And she goes out there because she wants to save the people that are there. And her heroicism in the movie is just so badass. But it's realistic. It's very realistic the way she approaches it. But I can see it whenever she flips the switch in her brain and she goes into, it's either mirror her. She flips the switch in the elevator. I don't know if
Right.
anybody knows that scene where she's going down the elevator and she's getting everything strapped together and everything's very anxious, breathing hard, and then she gets it set, and then she just closes her eyes and goes, and then when her eyes come back open, she's not the same person. And
Yeah, I
and
mean,
it is such good representation of PTSD and a response to the real need for it. It's just, wow. It was great, and also just the acting. I mean, when you hear her just chatting in interviews and stuff like that, she sounds nothing like her character. I mean, her character is tough, in charge and all that. I mean, she just it's just amazing, the acting job.
right. And then Rudini is Game Over Man. That's the guy from
Oh yeah,
Twister.
game over,
The
man.
Twister Man. Pullman. What's his name?
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Something.
Bill Pullman.
Bill
Yeah,
Pullman, the Twister Man. And
game
then
over.
yeah, and they were mentioning the cat. Like they should have took the cat.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Jonesy.
Okay, that Jonesy. And then is that
Yeah,
with the android guy, or is that yeah, the
yeah,
android. That
yes.
I forget his name. Where that's a cool scene where they're
It
playing
was
the
Ash. It was Ash
yeah.
in the first one, and then it
Remember where
was
the
Bishop in the
there
second one.
Bishop? Yeah, remember they were doing the that game
Yeah,
because oh my gosh, I used to play that game too at school. After we saw that, so you can go really fast, and then he's like, I
yeah,
was like, oh yeah, yeah, that I got a lot of pencil lead stuck in my
yeah,
hand for that one. And thank you for the LV raid. But
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
man,
and that kind of thing. There's so many subtle things in the movie Aliens that show the emotional crap pile that's been put on her, and she's still the one who kills the alien and then kills the aliens again. And she's still
right.
the one that comes out on top, but she doesn't. She goes through hell, but it's like whenever she finds out that there's an android in Aliens, she goes, "Why didn't you say there's an android on board?" And he says, "You want my food?" She slaps away, and one of the other soldiers says, "I guess she didn't like the cornbread either,"
Right. I
because
mean,
in the
it's
previous movie, the bot went crazy and tried to kill her.
man, that's man, I'm trying to think because like there's a if I had to choose, like, I'm trying to think of what my actual favorite movie is because I watch a lot of stuff, you know. Um, I like war movies. I like really, really like war movies. Man, but the sci-fi stuff, I'm trying to think. I was driving. I was like, which one should I pick? Because I also like Scarface. Like I could watch
Yeah,
Scarface anytime. Like if Scarface is on, I'm gonna watch it. I don't know why.
yeah.
It's just it's funny. You know what? I'm gonna go with Scarface. I'm just gonna go with
Mm,
Scarface
okay.
because it's crazy. Yeah, man. Like because I have so many, man. Like I have like 10, 20 movies that I could really like. Oh, okay. Um, and man, the reason why I like Scarface is because one, I was younger and I remember watching it for the first time. I'm like, oh yeah, watching Scarface, and it was just like. Um, all this stuff is just like whoa, chainsaw cut the guy in the bathtub, and then the dude, you know, and it reminded me of like my friends. Like that's how we were like these stupid guys doing stupid stuff, and it's like yeah man, you know, but we didn't have the
Yeah,
accents, we didn't have the cash, uh we didn't have all that crazy stuff, but like I like Scarface. It's because I can watch it anytime, and they play it a lot for some reason. I always see it like maybe 5 6 times a year they'll play it on some kind of platform, you know.
okay.
And it's just funny, and I use it's for some reason I always use like I don't like that guy man, that guy's like we always I re, I could reference it to people and like oh yeah and then it, it's one of those things, not that I went and did yayo right like and that was it Michelle Pfeiffer, and she was just like this. It reminded me of someone I knew that like whatever, and that man, that one dance, I think when we do the dance challenge, guys, by the way, the dance challenge is $330. Top three will get it. And Allison Pro Jam, you guys interested, check out Allison Pro Jam. He may have been eating dinner, but check him out. And I think we have I need to go check that community page. But remember when they were dancing like rush rush to the yay, I've been looking for that song to dance to it for the dance challenge. When they were in the club
Mhm.
because it's such a weird song, but I've not found it yet. But
I just saw Scotty Doug said Willy Wonka, the older one. I agree that that one is just so good. I
uh,
mean, he was just brilliant. Gene Wilder was just brilliant in
mm,
so many different things.
yes, but then you know, because I'm trying to think, because I saw, oh guys, David is as thorough as I am. He sends me a list, and I'm like, oh my god, look at this dude. He did his homework. He gave me this huge list of all these movies, and like, I was like, wow, you get an A
There,
plus, extra credit, everything on top. Whereas like me, I'm like, I'm having issues trying to figure out what's my favorite. And I chose it Scarface because when I saw it, it like really like changed me,
yeah.
and like it made me feel a certain way. I think I was probably in middle school and watched it. Wasn't supposed to, but I watched it. And then when I watched it, I had this concept of it, like, okay, this is cool. And then as I'm growing, I started to see how like, okay, that's dumb.
Yeah,
That's great. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's stupid. And it became from like, yeah, that's cool to now it's like, oh, it's comical. We're like,
yeah,
nah. And my favorite one, maybe this would shape me. He's like, say goodnight to the bad man, right? Say goodnight to the bad man. He's drunk, he's leaving, and then they're come on, Tony, let's just go. And they're looking, say, what am I? I'm bad. What does that make you good? That's my favorite. It's like I'm bad. What does that make you good? You're not good. You know, it's just like uh, he's like I'm. What is it? I tell the truth even when I'm lying or something. But then he pointed everywhere. I was like, everybody's bad. Like you know, and I like that because it's everybody judges, right? And as I grow older and more like mature and understand more, I'm like, yeah, that thing made a lot of sense what he was saying. But when I was a
well, you
kid,
start
I
to see that there's a lot more gray area in life
there
than
is
than you realize, especially when you're younger. You can be very passionate about
right,
one
and
way or another, and then a little bit later in life find out, oh, maybe Maybe I was off center with that. Maybe I need to think about it a little bit differently
I,
and take
I
more
was
into account.
totally off center and like totally missed the point. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, I get what you're saying. Um, what what
So,
is what is your oh, maybe we'll ask. So, what's a movie that changed you?
a movie that changed me. Um, I had you saw on the spreadsheet I had a life moment
Life moment
in quotes.
movie.
I would say probably of these, I would have to say The Crow.
With Brandon Lee.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
the so that was in. I want to say, was it early
That was
'90s?
yeah, early '90s, I think. Yeah, I think it was
Okay.
early '90s, and I I there he had another action movie that he did before that. I can't remember what it was called, and it was a cheesy movie overall, but he just displayed these awesome skills. But of course, it's more the kind of the graphic novel combined with dark cinema and the story being told really well, and just what the story's about. It's like the bad guys, it's not like it's a happy ending, but the bad guys don't get away. It's
Right.
like, kind of like along the same line of John Wick. It's like a lot of bad stuff happens, but the bad guys didn't get away.
Yeah, I recently watched something, the Equalizer 2. That was a good one. It reminded me of like John Wick kind of.
hmm Yeah,
And then
yeah. For me, as far as I do like a lot of close combat and tactical type things. Um, so some good kung fu movies, of course, The Matrix, and then John Wick. Those are on the list, but some of those are pretty obvious. But there are some foreign films that are really incredible. Um, Ip Man,
mm,
IP
mm-hmm.
Man. That's Donnie Yen. Uh, Ip Man,
That it's like
and I'm
it went
just
up to like Ip Man 4 or something, right? Or it was
yeah,
they made and every one of them was pretty good. I remember watching it like with my son. I'm like,
yeah.
dude, check this out,
It
son.
was it was a candle maker. Yes, John Wick was about a candle maker.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it was.
okay.
Yeah. Well,
He
that's
was.
what he became when he retired from the hitman, and then yes, then he had to come out of retirement of making candles and go back to the. But it's uh, the interesting one of the interesting things about the story is um, that it's a very unique type of martial arts. It's really, I think, the only type of martial arts that was created by women, and it's a way to have control and use leverage against a bigger opponent.
Oh yeah, like
And
Aikido,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
but
But it's
not
very
Steven Seagal style.
yeah, yeah. It's very specific too. I mean, it's very, I would say, simple and speed oriented, and it's one. It's not. There aren't punches. It's like you're jabbing eyes. It's really bad whenever you see the real fight scenes in the movie Ip Man. It's not. There's no competition Wing Chun.
When
Uh,
yeah,
because it kind of goes against the whole point of it. It's like you use it if you have to, basically. But it's really a really good kind of a Zen kind of thing. But when I went to some training on it, and wow, it was the first time I went there. 45-minute session. I stood there with my arms out in the pose for about 40 minutes, and it was just to get everything in my body feeling the tension that was supposed to be there. It was just amazing, and it was just to show me some of the basics about what it takes to get to the point where you can do some of that stuff. But it's that one is really good. It's really well done. Donnie Yen is amazing as the lead, and has some great historical context about Japan invading China,
Hmm.
and it's just really well done movie. Really well done.
That I appreciate John Wick, and I appreciate Ip Man,
Oh yeah, John
and
Wick is ridiculous.
the
John Wick
reason
is so ridiculously
it is
awesome.
it's so freaking like realistic when I'm watching it, because I did a lot of when I was in Guam, I did a
Yeah,
lot like jujitsu, I did Muay Thai, did some
yeah,
boxing and for a long time. And then you like when you're watching other stuff, I'm like, oh no, 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 what is
yeah,
that? And then but then when you're watching like John Wick and then Ip Man too, I was like, okay, dude, I think the dude got actually hit on that one. I mean, it's like that's like
yeah,
the mechanics of a punch, the mechanics of a kick, like oh that's where I would go. I'd gouge the eye, I'd do this. I mean, it's like, and what's crazy is like all that stuff, that training, which you probably did too. It's almost as if you think getting in a fight, you want to just get into this rage like thing, so you could be like the Hulk and like and rage is gonna
yeah.
carry you through. It's totally
It's totally
opposite. You
opposite.
need to
Yeah.
be zen in order
Yes.
to attack,
Yeah.
because you need to use your
Yeah.
brain, and you need to think, and you can't think if you're just all blah. And it's just like
Yeah.
it's like people going out, you see them fighting, right? Well, I'll see people fighting in the street, I'm like, oh my god, look, these guys are stupid, because
Well,
it's just
and
throwing stuff. It's like,
there are so many ways that you can diffuse a situation
yeah,
and just verbally, hopefully, but then also people can give you tips online about here's something you can do if this is what's going on, and just make sure obviously they know what they're talking about. But I saw a guy who just displayed a technique of, if somebody hits you with the right, bring up here and then
yeah,
step in and then elbow to the chin. And when he did it
no,
to the guy, he even did it lightly. The guy just was just hitting the floor.
right, and
So,
then
but
it's
I like the hand to hand combat stuff because it's
yeah,
interesting to figure out how to figure out how that person is thinking tactically that quickly.
right,
That
and
that's the thing that really I think is neat.
and it's cool. It's like chess. It's like moves, right?
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
like I suck at dancing, but I understand movements and foot
Hmm.
placements and like where the weight is about to shift. And it's like
Yeah.
you have to watch it, and it's beautiful when you watch it.
Yeah.
That if you see
Hmm.
two people that know what they're doing, like the movie,
Yeah.
like John Wick, it's like a dance. It's supposed to look like not a dance, like a dance. It's not supposed to look like what you see in the streets at the mall, kids doing. It's like
Right.
just it's not supposed to look like chaos. It's
Hmm.
supposed to be like a dance. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, a dance that hurts, right? But
Yeah.
that's a fantastic movie. I mean, I loved it. Of course, it's those types. But I
Well,
think
I think one of the things that made John Wick so amazing for the fans and for just the way they made it is they showed someone who was so efficient at it that it when he started, he went until he was done with everybody in his immediate area, and then he moved on.
right,
And
right,
it was you just he lived up to that beginning speech about, no, he was the one you sent to kill the boogeyman. It's like
right.
he lives up to that in spades the whole movie, and you just start to wonder, wow, how does he do this um, with just these insane odds? But it's just somebody who's so good and so far ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's all smooth, and it's all as everybody else is not fully in control. He's like the only one in control in a chaotic
Yeah,
world of things, and it's hard to
yeah,
do. It's controlling your emotions. Speaking of, controlling emotions and stuff, like when I was a kid, that I think, back you were talking about like in the 90s and stuff, you like The Crow. I
mhm,
also like The Crow, but During that time, I guess I graduated high school. I was in college.
Hmm.
I was just, no, I don't know who I was, right? And I was just like, oh my God, it's just misguided, stupid dude. Um, and I remember watching Train Spotting. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I don't, it's not a good movie as far as like when I rewatch it, I'm like, okay, this is. But then that I think one of the movies that had like a big like impact on me was that, because
Yeah.
I remember watching it and I'm like, dude, these people are so messed up, and oh my
Yeah,
god,
I remember that
oh
one.
my
That
god,
was
yeah, that
it,
hit me hard, and it kind of
that
helped
one was
change
weird.
me. It changed me
Yeah.
to like, don't do dumb crap. Like, cause
Yeah.
I was almost about to be a dumb crap. Like, let's just do dumb crap with my stupid friends, right? I was
Yeah.
so close. I was like on the verge of like taking that path and probably never coming
Hmm.
back, like a lot of them. But
Yeah.
the baby died, and I was like, oh, whoa,
Yeah.
they did not even know. And for
Yeah.
some reason, that like hit me pretty hard. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the best movie, but to me, I think the one that really helped like divert me to a
Yeah.
road that's not like bumpy was that. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, I was like, okay, maybe I should not do dumb crap
Yeah.
as much. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's
Yeah.
consequences in life, and I think I was right at the age of just being able to like understand enough, but still, like I'm like still a child, like that teenager,
Right.
and yeah, I must have been like 20, 21. I don't know, but it was like I could have been super reckless, but I kind of changed. And it's not
Yeah.
the best movie, but I think for me that was the best. The thing that kind of got me, and of course, The Exorcist. That scared the living crap out of me when I was a kid. You know,
Did you get into scary movies as a kid?
I did, I loved it. I mean, I remember, The Exorcist. I remember. Oh, you know what is a really good one, and I always rewatch it, just to try to look for the Easter eggs and the meanings behind. I really like The Shining,
Ah.
but because like I watch it, I'm like, okay, and then I watch like YouTube and stuff. It's like, this is he had this thing, he was going to talk about that, and there's symbolism with this, and
Yeah.
when you're a kid, you're not looking at symbolism. Like, why is the door red? Why did they
Yeah.
pan out? You're not seeing all that. But because I didn't, honestly, guys, like, I never really read a full book until like I probably was a senior in college when I actually got a book and I opened it and I read the whole thing. It was a
Hmm.
Dean Koontz, The Watchers. Um,
Mm.
and I just had time, and I was like, you know what? Let me just read this. I got into it, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. The movie sucked
Hmm.
though, but the book, that was my first book. And then you start to see this symbolism and stuff, right? Um, Poltergeist, right? That was a crazy one.
Oh
What?
yeah. See, that was one that was really hard for me to watch as a younger kid. I was not a fan of scary movies, and I'd only like certain scary movies, like certain styles, like the real gore ones, like Saw and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm not a fan of those, but the ones that really twist your head around, those could be really fun.
They
Those can be
are.
really fun.
I earlier in the chat, I'm just make sure I always got to make sure I watch the chat.
Oh, this
Scotty
is a
Dog.
classic.
Yeah. If you, David, do you know Scotty Dog? Scotty Dog is like, I told him I know a guy because I've been traveling, right? And dude, check out Scotty Dog. Like I was like, hey,
Yeah, I got on his
yeah,
channel, and I comment on a couple videos.
okay.
Definitely.
The guy, he sings, he plays guitar, he's
Hmm.
live stream, like, and he reminded me of like you in a way, right? Because like it's just pure, just like passion of music, right? So he mentioned the Breakfast Club up on top, maybe 100 comments up above. I like the Breakfast Club too.
Oh yeah,
I really do.
that's what makes it hard about a list like this. Is
It's
there's so
yeah, it's
many
like
that
I
are
can't.
so there's so many that are just like, it's like, here's what's you put in the house. Oh, we put a new TV in here, but there's still all these bricks and foundational things. It's like, well, of course, Breakfast Club. It's like
Right.
there's so many of those that you can say, well, I should have put that one in there.
See, but then, like, if we're thinking of a movie that changed us, right? Like, I can't
Yeah.
really say it because I wasn't ready to be changed at that point. I didn't really fully understand about the characters in each, and that like
Yeah,
that's the character in life and everybody plays a part or portions of that part. I Because I didn't read a full book to understand scene
yeah,
setting and all that and symbolism and using this in character and plot development. I didn't know any of that until later.
yeah,
As I read more books, I'm like, okay, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, and then I'm like, oh, the Breakfast Club. I saw it as
yeah,
just a bunch of rejects at a place. But then as
yeah.
I started to get smarter and more knowledgeable about like the spinning of a tail and what they were trying to do, I was like, that is a fantastic movie.
Hmm.
It was in the end that dude just wrote it for everybody, which he was originally gonna do, but he became friends for just a specific period of time, right? And that's why I thought modern day Breakfast Club, right? Because this is kind of who we are—a bunch of different people doing different things, right?
Dawn of
Our
the Dead,
con
I see listed there.
Right? Our content is like that, and but our goal for the breakfast
Oh,
this group
what about Shaun of the Dead? Have you seen Shaun of the Dead? Which
that
is what?
yeah,
Oh
th-
my gosh,
that one is funny.
it's just off the chain.
What
Which
is
is
that?
related to the other one, Hot Fuzz, which is on my list there, which is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I had what is the old Night of the Living Dead creep me out.
Oh yeah, the original
Yeah,
68, 1968 or so.
yes, that
That was
wow.
there is very little stuff you can put in front of me that's more horrifying than that film.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't go full on special effects. It was actually when
It
you
was
watch it, it's
just
like
psychological. You just
yes,
knew what was going to happen until you didn't know what was going to happen, and then something. It was just like, wow. I'm trying to not throw out spoilers for stuff, for anything that's not someone may not have seen yet. Um,
Speaking of, like, I'm looking at racing. My awakening was Breakfast Club. Like, yeah, understanding, and you know what? As a teacher, I think that was a big key for me to see parts people were and what characters were, and to help
yeah,
understand kids, right? And especially now where I work, I really seriously have to be very quick to not judge because you can't judge a person, right? No one's allowed to judge. You can just like assess that who's
yeah,
who and kind of work with them, right? Because everybody fits a character in the Breakfast Club, and who is this character, and how do I relate to that character? What language do I use? Then once I use their language, then I take them back and I use school language. You don't just go school language, So there was
right.
awakening. Do you watch the movie Awakenings?
Oh
Was
yeah, I
that what
remember that one.
was that
That
with
was De
is it,
Niro and Robin Williams, I think.
right? I think that was a good movie too.
Yeah, and if I remember right, it was a medication that they were put on that brought them out of Alzheimer's, but then it failed and they fell back into it. If I
Right.
remember right. But
I
that
th-
one, but yeah,
that
that one was really good.
Yeah, but you know what? It would have been really good if he didn't do Patch Adams because I get it confused. Like it's like okay, he was a patient, now he's the doctor. Okay, and then he played too many roles. I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, and kind of like Arnold, and for in a big way, Robin Williams was just himself.
Right,
Arnold is
right,
himself in a movie, but it's not. That's not saying anything bad about Robin. Just his self is so many different things. He has heart. He has, of course, humor. He has drama. He just is all of that.
right,
Like Goodwill Hunting is on my list. Um,
right.
I
Did you
mean that
have I'm looking at
that
John's Shutter Island.
no. Mm-mm.
Was that DiCaprio? I think it was. It was quite weird. Let's see. I know. Let's see what we are gonna do. What's your man? I forgot what I was gonna ask you because I was reading the chat. Because I was
Yeah.
saying that, I did like a specific movie, right? I said Train Spotting, and then we went on a
What
slight tangent, but
one of the things that I really like in movies is and so I put one of the categories is mind bending, and it so of course that would be like The Matrix. Um, uh, Anything that's a time travel film or has time travel in it, like Primer, um, which was uh, just a little independent film, and it's either going to be the greatest thing you ever saw about time travel, or you're probably going to want to kill me for recommending it. There's no middle ground on people surveyed so far. It's it's just there's no on the fence, but it's actually brilliantly done. Um, so that would be like the Terminator One, Terminator Two, um, uh, um, uh, the of course Primer is one where in at a high level, some regular guys that are engineers figure out how to mess with time travel on it in a very brief, uh, controlled way, and then it's just about them figuring out what, like two common guys just did this. What do they do with it? And it's really it's almost Shakespearean the way it just shows like the way like all these characters can come out of a single person. Um, I think well, of course, 12 Monkeys. That's on my list.
Oh my gosh. I would go with
That one
that too.
that one is just it's so good. Memento because it's done backwards. That one to me is just stunning. Um, Moon, which has uh, is it Sam Rockwell? So those are some of the ones that are kind of the really mind bending stuff. Moon, Memento, uh, yeah,
I really liked 12 Monkeys
Space
after
Odyssey, of course.
yeah, I watched maybe after the third or fourth time I watched it. As you grow older, right? You're like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, here we go. And that is you pick.
Oh,
I
I
really
like Rudini. I'm glad you've seen Moon. Moon is just a treasure of a movie. Sam Rockwell absolutely crushes it. Absolutely crushes it.
Moon.
Yeah, it's Sam Rockwell, and I can't think of anybody else whose name is in it because there are like um, other voices in it too. But yeah, that one is really great. Oh, Being John Malkovich. No, that's one that I missed whenever I should have seen it, and now it's like too late for me to go back and see it. I think I'll feel like I'll beat myself up too much if I find if I go back.
Man, that's mind bending. Well, like when you were a kid, like let's say before middle school, what was the
Mhm.
first like mind bending movie that you saw?
Um, I would say for me it was probably the Star Wars movies. It was really the beginning of it. The first Star Wars movie. What that came out in '76. I was 5 years old.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
and so that was one that it got me. It was in the early part of the dreamer phase for me. Of course, a lot about child development and the dreamer phase, and that was that, and then of course the Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi. Those three were movies that happened where life was pretty okay, and they were ones that were exciting to go see, and it was like I felt like I was really part of like the story there. Um, so yeah, that there are a lot of other films that I've liked that just because of the situations going on at the time that are not as much fun.
Right. Puppeteers are the world's forgotten hero. You know what? I remember because on Guam we had like two video stores when I was a kid, Video City and this other one. Then Blockbuster came, and renting. You get whatever's there. Um, I remember like going to the horror part, and I've seen it all. Like Witchboard and Poltergeist, and just grabbing Halloween, and just pulling it.
Dark Crystal, I see. Yeah, I see the
Right,
Dark
just.
Crystal there.
And I remember pulling one, Faces of Death. I'm like, maybe that's gonna be a cool one, and then it's like, oh no, this is not cool. I don't like this. It's like the
Yeah,
actual, like, I was like, why would someone put this out? Like, okay,
yeah,
no, no, thank you. It's just like it's one of those things, like, just grab stuff and try to watch it. Labyrinth. I remember watching Labyrinth, and
oh yeah, that was just too
I
good.
think I was, yeah, I remember it was two. I was like, this is pretty cool. Like the way they put, this is way back. They're
Yeah,
doing that kind of thing, and they probably like, hey, wow, this is too hard to make. And then they started putting, let's just use like
Y-
claymation now, or those kind of
I
things.
see.
It's
I see your comment about the Descent, Sydney Cat. Yeah, that's there are certain movies that I won't let get into my head. They just, as soon as I know they exist, they just get immediately. There's a restraining order put out, and those new movies never get to be entered into my head.
that's yeah, that's where like I watched probably 10 minutes. I know Christy said she watched it in college with the buddies.
Hmm.
I probably got 10 minutes into it, and I was like, I was there, me, my brother. I stopped and I took it out, and I said, you know what, let's go play. Let's not watch that.
Yeah,
I was probably like 13, 14. I mean,
yeah,
you would think you would just watch it, like, but I was like, something told me don't watch that.
yeah,
It's gonna screw you up. So, um, there's
yeah.
movies there like.
It's really that, like this kind of movies that really are like too much for me, are like The Ring, um, that kind of stuff.
The Mist. The
Grudge.
Mist is crazy.
Well, the Mist
It's at the
is
end. The end.
yeah, but that, I mean, I was, yeah, that movie disappointed me,
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
you know what? If I was a kid and I watched it, I'd probably
Oh yeah,
maybe okay. But as a father,
yeah,
I'd be like, oh, shit, wow, way to go,
yeah,
because it was
yeah,
actually a pretty good movie. Like leading up to
yeah,
everything, and I'm like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, maybe they're gonna make it now.
It was
Yeah,
just that the punchline was it was just another punch to the gut. It was just like, but
yeah,
Rocky
Pan's
Horror Picture
Labyrinth.
Show, yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Uh, what was there was one that I was
But
gonna.
yeah, like, so like the really creepy ones, I'm not a fan of. Um, and I'm not a big fan of just like, jump scare thrillers. But I don't mind at all if it's a movie that has jump scares that are deserved, as in they make sense for the film. Um, so
Yeah, it's like we're not experts. We're just yeah. So Rushmore is like, okay, they're totally different category with the mind bending, not scary.
oh yeah, mind bending,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely mind bending not is not in a scary category. Yeah,
but there are, I mean, there are some things that would freak me out, especially
there are some
towards
that cross over, like Event
they do.
Horizon. Have you
Yeah,
ever seen
or
Event Horizon? Those are ones that cross over. It's a pretty good on the horror side, but it's also very much on the mind bending and very sci-fi side. So that one was one that was hard for me to watch, but it was worth it because it was so deep.
oh yeah, I
Um,
remember watching Hellraiser when I
yeah,
was
sorry,
younger.
sorry, Adam. Saw is one that I just
Yeah,
I watched it, but I just I wanted to unsee it. I wanted to
yeah.
unsee it.
There's, I could watch scary stuff, right? But then, I'll be okay. I just, a couple days, I gotta like leave the light on when I'm gonna go use the restroom. That's fine. I got solar
Hmm.
power. But then there's like Saw, and then Hostel. Man, I like that, like stepping on a nail, and or remember in Pet Cemetery where they cut his Achilles. Uh,
Hmm.
I have to like cover my eyes. I like, no, I'm not seeing that, because it's just like, oh no, it's like real. Like, oh god,
Yeah,
that's um
yeah. Pet Cemetery. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
oh man. That I mean that it's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, but things like that I can't watch. I have to turn away. And you know what
Yeah,
helps? I would close my ears and not hear the build up on the music, and then it'd
yeah.
be less scary. So I still kind of
Yeah, so whenever it does the jump scare,
I don't
yeah,
get nah.
I for a big part of my younger life, I had a lot of issues with trauma from childhood, and this isn't oh poor me, but it it very much pulled me away from movies where something is out of control, evil kind of thing like that. So you see a lot of the ones that I like that are action movies are where hey you know there's a fight back and a win kind of a thing. I like with Aliens and Terminator and stuff like that. Um, Pulp Fiction is an interesting one.
I've watched that a lot. I really like Samuel Jackson.
Oh, just a stunning performance. Yeah.
Yeah. In Coming to America is where I first saw him. I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's this dude.
Oh, that's right. In the he was the
Remember,
one he was the one
he
that
was
robbed
he was trying
the
to rob the
McDowells. He
right.
robbed the McDowells, and he got
Yeah.
taken out by them.
So I just
I've
I've
seen
liked
that
him
movie.
in that and then in
Coming to
Pulp
America.
Fiction it was like yeah you know I also like Coming to America. It's
Yeah.
when Eddie Murphy was still okay, but I like that one where he's singing and he's like to be loved and like yes F you too. It's like
Yeah. Oh
he's so
yeah.
happy. It's like he doesn't realize like
Yeah. He's singing in New York, and everybody shut up.
yeah that I like that one. That was
Yeah.
funny.
That's a good. That's a good one. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
but I've seen Pulp Fiction a lot, and you know what's crazy is I've seen the original Friday probably a
Oh yeah.
hundred
Face
times.
Off was good.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
the original. Oh yeah. Friday is yeah.
it was the only like when I was in college, it was the only thing I had to play, and I had a small TV, and I would just play it
Hmm.
over and over and over, and it's just like
Hmm.
okay, I mean
Nutty Professor. Oh yeah.
that one was good. Oh,
Yeah.
Face Off was great too. Like that was cool. There's so
Yeah,
many, man.
Face Off is one that it doesn't age well, but at the time it was such a leap in a lot of different ways.
And
And well that's in Rudini you nailed it. It's like either you like John Woo's movies or you don't. And he definitely has his own style, and that was the thing is that was him bringing his style to US film. I don't know if he had any other American films before that. That might have been his first. He has some really great Hong Kong action movies, though.
And then Raph mentioned I noticed
Fargo. I remember that one.
Fargo was cool, and I've seen 3 or 4 times people mention Point Break. I do
Yeah.
like Point Break because I surfed before, and it's yeah it's like yeah these guys are kind of weird like that, yeah, for sure. And Anthony Kiedis was in there from the Chili Peppers, right? Um, I think he was in Break, and then of course
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze,
Point Break, and of course Point Break was referenced in Hot Fuzz.
right? So I mean I see that the Point Break. And oh yeah, Flea. Yeah, Flea was there. Flea was a killer dude. I heard he's super smart. Flea. Do you do you know anything about that, Dave?
What about him? He was in
Flea.
one of the movies.
Yeah, I think he was in Point Break with Keanu and these guys. But I
Oh,
heard
okay.
yeah, I
It's
heard he's
been
like
so long since I've seen that.
super like smart, like Flea. Someone was telling me it, but I
Yeah.
forgot who.
Yeah, Con Air, that's before we all caught on that Nicolas Cage needs to stop making movies.
Oh my God! Okay, so what movie was it? Was it Con Air? That's like
Con
that's
Air.
it. It
For
was
me, that was where it was like, oh, no, okay, it's no.
because
But
like what
I
are
mean, there have been some good ones that he's been involved in, but it's like there's hasn't been anything just stellar.
what the Wicker Man. There was one Bad Lieutenant, which is kind of okay. Uh, I'm
Oh, he's
trying to
had some good ones. He's definitely
yeah
had some good ones. He definitely has. and
Raising Arizona. Remember Raising
oh, holy
Arizona?
cow!
Raising freaking Arizona. I
Grabbing
remember
the
that.
toilet paper, grabbing the
Right.
toilet paper as they do the drive by in the car.
Right.
Or no, it wasn't toilet paper. It was diapers. It was diapers that they
Yeah,
picked
I
up.
think they left it on the car, right on the
Yeah,
top.
yeah,
Raising Arizona. Oh my God.
yeah.
I think.
Oh my gosh, that is
That's,
a funny one.
and then he was Ghost Rider. I don't think I liked it.
Yeah, yeah. Ghost Rider.
I think he like
I don't think.
his expressions just didn't sell it for me. It was just like he's got this
Yeah,
wicked look, as Jack Nicholson has his own look, right?
yeah,
But I don't know. It's just I don't know if that was the look that was supposed to go for Ghost
yeah,
Rider.
yeah. Definitely, Raising Arizona. It was like he was so in the zone on that one.
Yeah,
I mean, he just crushing it, absolutely crushing it.
yeah, 100 movies a year.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, yeah. He makes 2 movies a week. Yes.
and
Yeah.
then what's that? He was also. How did we go on to talk about Nicolas Cage? I mean, like here we go, Nicolas Cage. I heard that he's like he's been living forever. You ever watch those things on like YouTube and TikTok or whatever? There's just like Keanu Reeves been here forever. Nicolas Cage, look at this picture. I'm like, dude, that doesn't really look like kind of. Uh, they said like they've been here forever, and that's a Jay-Z and all this. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know. You know, people look alike sometimes, right? So 100.
Yeah.
Wait,
Now, as far as a big life changing moment, and then a movie that really meant something to me, 28 Days. It's not 28 Days Later, not the zombie one.
the
It's
arm one,
28.
right?
It's 28 Days. It's Sandra Bullock, and she's recovering
Oh, that's
from
$40.
alcoholism. So that one for me, obviously I'm 20 some years now sober, but it came out right around that time, and I actually wore that DVD out. I had to buy another one. I watched it over and over again, and it was just amazing. There's a part in the movie where she she's and I recognize it because I might have been in a little bit of denial at some point in my life, maybe, but uh, she's in the kind of the fight back, wise comment mode, and then she just stops and then she looks in the mirror at herself, and for a minute there, I thought she has to be a recovering alcoholic because that look is exactly, but really what it was is just the realization that what she saw in the mirror was so far from what she wanted to see, and she saw herself with her guard stripped down, no BS. This is the way I'm living my life, and that moment in that movie is just, it's just awesome.
There were many times in life where I will go and I look in the mirror. I'm like, oh my God, who are you? Like not
Yeah,
now. Now I'm good. I think
yeah,
I know. Um, but when 20s and stuff, I'd be like, what? What? Who's this? Like you
yeah,
can actually, if you stir it long enough, you could see that like your body's telling you like, hey man, what are you
yeah,
doing? Like you're trying to talk to yourself in the mirror. Oh my
yeah.
God. Speaking of mirrors, have you ever looked at yourself long enough and creeped yourself out in the mirror?
Like creeped myself out. How?
Yeah. Okay, so you're home, right?
Like I'm
I
doing with
got
myself,
no. Like I remember, because
sneaking up on myself.
I'll tell you guys a little secret. So my eyebrow, it connects. It's a unibrow. So every once in a while, I'll pluck it just to make it not like look like Bert from Sesame Street. Because man,
Hmm.
I guess that's me right here, the eyebrow. So I was home and I was plucking it, and I was just looking at myself like, and like, okay, let me look at my eyes. Hey, my eyes are kind of brown, and then I kind of creeped myself out because I was like, what if I just started talking back to me myself? And I think it was from a movie that I saw, one of these crazy movies where a lady was looking in the mirror, and it talked back to her. Um, but I don't know. I don't.
Oh, yeah. But well, the funny thing is that I do that all the time. I always have a banter in my head,
Oh no, I
and
too. Yeah, I talk to
yeah,
myself, but like Yeah.
But I mean, it's always a banter. It's always, and then not back and forth tit for tat, but it's a kind of a tug of war. It kind of goes like this a little bit, then goes like this a little bit. Especially whenever I'm being a whiner or a grouch, or oh poor me about something. Whenever I don't have it nearly as bad as 99% of the world. And I start to realize that I'm being a little bit ungrateful, and then I'll start making fun of myself, that kind of thing.
And we
Oh
all
yeah,
need
Ten
that,
Commandments and Ben Hur.
right?
Yeah,
We all need that positive self-talk. And when I'm by
yeah,
myself, I actually say, "Man, you good? Chill out." Like if someone's with me, I just say it to myself in my head, and it does help.
yeah.
Um, Mr. Juan, I can't see your unibrow with your glasses on. Well, that's why I wear the glasses there, Mr. Ray. And yeah, Roofing, you're right. Yeah, okay, let's see. I'm just making sure. I'm glad you're watching the chat, David.
Well, and
Let's,
the funny thing is, we talk about mirrors. That kind of reminds me of a really good movie, High Plains Drifter, with
I,
Clint Eastwood, and there's a part towards the middle where somebody says to him, "You're someone who makes people very afraid, and that's dangerous." And he turns and he just says, "Well, it's what people know about themselves that makes them afraid." And it was like what people know about themselves inside is what makes them afraid. I think is what it is. What it was is a comment on kind of the whole story that was going on there. But that's just a killer line.
and
But I
I
mean, that's
agree.
similar to like the looking in the mirror. It's like everything you see there that that worries you, or you wish you could be or do better or whatever. Regrets.
Yeah, and I think that it's one of those things like there's that dude still in me, probably you, that could easily wreck everything, like,
Oh yeah,
and I always have to like keep that dude at bay as
yeah.
much as I can. Um,
Well, I mean, I fully believe that anybody can go ground zero, which is just like everything starts there and is just total destruction. It just something has to happen. It's like, and you hope that it never comes to that. It's like it's something in a TV show, um, Firefly, which is greatest TV series of all time. Says everybody's gonna die. There's a bullet out there with your name on it right now. The trick is to die of old age before it finds you.
that's what's the best movie you've seen in terms of like just losing it? I remember there was I think it was Ben Affleck and no, and Samuel Jackson.
As
You
far as
know,
the character just being out of control.
like it's just like that person's all good, but then the day just screws him so badly that he just snaps.
Oh,
What that kind of movie, like Unhinged with Russell Crowe. Uh,
yeah.
what
Oh yeah.
movie? What's your one you could think of that like?
It's not quite a day movie, but Unforgiven is one of the ones that, because he had already gotten out of the rough life. He had quit drinking, and he was there with the kids, and his wife had passed away, and he needs the money, and he goes off on this thing, and he ends up getting pulled back into the old ways. Yeah, that one to me is really good.
Man, there was my coworkers were talking about this one movie where, um, man, I can't even think of it. Wow, it was an older movie, and then the day just kept getting worse and worse for the guy, and everything just kept going wrong, and he kind of
Hmm.
just snaps. Man, they were just talking about 2 weeks ago. Falling Down with Michael Douglas. I think that's it. Have you
Oh
seen
yeah.
that? Thanks.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is the one.
Yeah.
I remember them talking about it, and I remember watching it, and I remember watching.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, oh my god, you could just see it. You could just see it because that's
Yeah.
the guy we're holding down, right? Like that's the guy that we're keeping at bay. You're like, don't do no, one more. Oh my god, one more thing. okay, one more. It's like
Yeah.
you could just see it progressing. Like you could
Yeah.
feel that popping out.
Yeah. I don't think we all have it in us to just suddenly snap randomly, and then I think that's a different, not everybody has that ingredient.
Well,
um
but
but as
then you
far
know,
as like but as far as like, hey, my family's here, I'm here, we need to protect us, you know, everybody has a certain amount of that in them. um and it's something that, but it's not necessarily, is that mean that everybody is they could go over the top,
see what's crazy though is
go
like
vigilante.
I've seen like I'll just be out at the beach and all of a sudden one of my friends would just snap. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? And just like
Yeah.
just go all well, we've all been part of that in a group and someone just like
Yeah.
snap. We see the snap, but then what's crazy is leading up to the snap, you know, how many things happened prior to that. That one show with the Michael Doug, it's like this and that and this and
Yeah.
that and then here it comes, right? And maybe
Yeah.
it was and people said what was the trigger? What triggered it? Nothing. No one thing triggered it. It was
Yeah.
multiple things adding up to make it happen. Um,
Yeah.
and that's why
Well,
like
it's
teaching it
yeah.
helps because I have to make.
Yeah.
It's not about catching the trigger. You have to see
Right.
stop what's happening before it sets it off because
Yeah.
it's a fuse, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of long, right? But you have to like, okay, where do I intervene and try to stop it? Let's not just wait till it snaps, right? So
Breaking
uh,
Bad. That now we
oh
talk about
yes, the,
TV. We
the
got we got
pizza
to
on
talk
the
about. We got to throw some good TV throwouts in here, and
yeah, Breaking
Breaking
Bad
Bad is
for
definitely.
sure.
I went back and watched the entire Cheers series a while back, and it is as funny today as it was then. Ted Danson is just, and the whole crew.
Right. Woody
But yeah,
Harrelson.
oh yeah, Woody, and before that coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cheers! Hey, is there a Vinny Pantuso here? That's you, coach. Speaking.
Yeah, I remember watching Cheers, Coach,
Oh,
Wings.
coach is
For
good.
some reason
Yeah,
I liked Wings for some strange reason.
it was like paired up with another show that was pretty good, and
Uh
so I
I
can't remember.
I don't remember watching it all the time, but I remember we're like, okay, this is
Yeah.
pretty cool. And I think I want to say the guy from Wings is from Dharma and Greg. I have another
Hmm.
channel I follow, Rocco's videos, and he does a lot of the nanny. I love the nanny before. It's
Yeah.
like Golden Girls, the nanny, Dharma and Greg, um, like those type of shows. But I remember they're on at the same time as something else is on,
Yeah.
and you have to like you pick. Not like now you could I'll watch whatever I want, stream it.
I love
Coach.
a couple. Oh yeah, Taxi. Oh,
Oh
thank
yeah,
you.
Taxi was good. And then when I think of Taxi, I think of man, what's the one? They're taxi drivers with Mr. T. Um, oh my God, Mr. T was a taxi driver, and oh, what is that show? That movie? I know we're talking about shows, but
I can't remember.
remember they're taxi drivers. I think Mr. T was there. Uh, I hate that. Oh no, not A Team, but it was they drove taxis and it was like around like Hill Street Blues times. Um, I hate that. I hate having something. What is it called when it's at the tip of your tongue? It's like this weird French word.
I just call that a brain lockup.
Brain lockup. Cool for dropping, check guys. If you want to see some cool stuff, 55 videos of top movies and TV. Rushmore had dropped one right there. Thank you, Rushmore. I did like the A Team too. Um, I like the old Fantasy Island. DC
Oh
Cab.
yeah.
DC Cab. Oh my gosh. I remember watching DC Cab around the same time Men at Work came out with Emilio and forgot who else. Was it Men at Work?
I'm just going
And
through all the movies that are listed here and making
yeah.
sure.
Oh, David, did you get your balut? Because I bought one. Because we were gonna eat it on camera.
My what?
Did you pick up the balut from the market?
No, they were out.
Oh
They
man,
were fresh out.
thank God, because I didn't get
Yeah.
it either. Could you imagine? It's balut time. Ba-da-da-da-ba-boo, balut
Yeah.
time. Then you're
I
gonna
don't.
see it. Both of us will leave the screen for about 5 minutes because it's
Yeah.
not gonna be.
I don't. I don't think I could. I don't think I could handle that.
I know I can't. I know. Eating the bullet. Okay.
Now,
PC.
of course, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh yeah.
That one's a classic. As far as things that are kind of hidden gems, there are a couple of
Hidden gems. Okay, let me
South
make a
Korean
banner.
films. One is The Man from Nowhere, and another one is called Commitment. And they're both really good um, from a historical or fictionally historical time frame, as in set real world South Korea. And they're spy thrillers, but also action kind of um, things. It's really well done, really well done, and that they didn't make you care so much for the characters. Also, a couple really good Russian movies, the Day Watch and then Night Watch, and I can't remember which one comes first. Uh, but one came out first, and then it was a duo, not a trilogy.
And then I see the Rushmore because they do a lot of movie. They do pop culture stuff. So it's Boy in the Striped Pajamas. That one was a
Hmm.
good one. And then Adam up way up in the chat. Shawshank Redemption and
That's one that just stays with you forever when
yeah.
you've seen it.
I think maybe 10 times I watched it.
That's that's one of those ones that of course anything with Morgan Freeman in it is gonna probably have it has a high likelihood of having an good effect on you. That was
Schindler's List for sure.
yeah.
Um, what's your
Oh,
most
so Rudini knows Night Watch. Awesome, cool. Yeah, it's a different style of film, um, and different. Uh,
he rides
it,
Schindler lifts. I guess it's a
it's just,
elevator. Barney Miller. Barney Miller. That's
oh yeah, the cop show, right?
oh.
The comedy is
Hello.
the sitcom.
How you doing, Ambient Storm?
The original TV show for MASH, I remember watching that. It was reruns by the time I was around, I think. I don't know for sure.
I
Anyways,
think
I remember that being funny as heck.
it
I
was
remember it was really well done. Just great comic timing. Absolutely awesome
right
comic timing. Oh, he had Night Court.
there.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
night. I remember. Yeah, Night
Adam,
Court.
you're in my brain, Adam. Yeah, Night Court was one that I was addicted to that one. Oh yeah. And Harry was on Cheers. I'm sure you probably remember that, Adam. He was on Cheers for a few episodes before he started the Night Court show, and he was just he was just a hustler. He trick people and get away with their money.
Wait,
Yeah, Masters.
are they bringing Night Court back? I'm trying to pin it. DLs, are they bringing it back?
There's a new one in it. I'm trying
Oh,
to remember who was
Night
in it.
Court
They were
rebooting. Oh yes, man, that would be cool. Wonder Years and Family Matters, and then Silver Spoons, and The Webster Show. I'm trying now. I'm like, it's something opened up the all the stuff I used to watch. Punky
Hmm.
Brewster, um, the good wholesome shows back then. The Cosby Show. I don't know if I could say wholesome when I say, but the show was supposed to be right.
Yeah.
And Frasier. Oh my God, Frasier was so it was so
How have I
like
not said Frasier
yeah.
already?
Well,
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
yeah like oh my gosh, how did we? What's up, Rev? How you doing? We're talking movies and shows and stuff. Frasier, man.
Here, let me check to make sure I've been breathing for the last half
Let me
hour.
check.
Okay, yeah.
You
Because if
good?
I forgot about Frasier, then I don't know if my brain is fully functioning.
Well, we can have some shots of bullet, and that will kick us right back into
Yeah.
existence.
Oh no, I think I'm gonna pass on that. Yeah, there's some obvious ones like Friends and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I like uh, so Absolutely Fabulous is a British show, just over the top, goofy, but great Brit humor. And then the IT Crowd, which is also based in the UK, and it's about a group of folks that are um, uh, uh, they're the IT support for the company, and just what it's like to be them. And the very first thing that happens is, have you tried turning it off and on again, kind of a thing. So that's the IT Crowd. Those are a couple good British ones. And then there's another one that's called Still Game. It's a Scottish BBC. Well, I mean, it's a based in Scotland is the setting, and you really need to get used to the accents to watch that one. So Sanford and Son,
Right?
nice.
Yeah. Archie Bunker, and then you know, because on Guam we got stuff late, man. It's like 10 years after US. So I'm watching Archie Bunker, and then the
Yeah, Ab
Jeffersons.
Fab is just off the chain. It's just the denial that Eddie, the main character, her name is Edwina. She's just totally in denial about anything. Like, she wants to lose weight, and her daughter says, "Well, you don't take any exercise, and you eat poorly." And she goes, "Oh no, that can't be it. It's surely more likely to be some kind of allergy or something like that."
You got All in the Family.
Oh
Dukes of
yeah,
Hazard. Oh my gosh, Dukes of Hazard. Come on now.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the prequel to Fast and the Furious.
Has anyone ever tried to slide across the hood with the
I
jeans?
tried.
You
It's
did?
not. It doesn't work too well with jeans. No spandex, because I used to wear spandex back then when back in the 80s. It was a cool thing.
Crank yankers, yes. Nice.
That yeah. That is
The,
that
the ones
the
that what was her name? She has dark hair. Uh, oh,
oh
I can't remember her name, but she did a couple really good ones. Knight Rider, nice.
oh yeah, and then of course yeah, Rudini used the Knight Rider theme song early on when I first met him. He was trying to get darkness. I was like, hey, Knight Rider, and then Ambient Storm with Chips.
Hmm.
Uh,
We have here's a story about that. The time we got home from school, when our bus, as kids, we would arrive and we would have to run up the driveway to be able to hopefully catch the chips wreck, because it always started with the big wreck.
right, yeah, and it's like it's
And it would hit,
devastation.
and it just is totally. And so we would literally get off that bus and just book it. And it was about a tenth of a mile, the driveway. We lived back in in 5 acres of woods. And so we're just jogging up this driveway to get up there to try to see the big crash.
Oh, there it is, the Man Show. I remember the Man Show.
Oh yeah.
That's they were talking about Corolla, right? And then I was like, well, okay, that was way before. Like now, it's like it's everything could say anyone could say anything now. It's like, oh my god. But back then, it
Yeah.
was like, okay, here we go, just testing the waters, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and also, Happy Days, yeah.
Oh
A-
yeah,
any Oh, Laverne and Shirley is off the chain. Laverne and
Oh,
Shirley,
yes.
definitely.
Wasn't one of their, I don't know, Laverne or Shirley, the father was the producer or something, or I remember watching something on that. Well, they were
I
both
know the
fantastic.
lady that played Laverne was like she's been like a big writer or producer
Is that
ever
Penny
since the
Marshall?
show.
Penny Marshall?
Yes, I think. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. I think. And then, oh, well, before I forget, because I've been wanting to say this, but like I'll wait. Scotty Dog does a killer mash, like he solo on the guitar. I was like, oh, hey, that's Mash. So
Mm,
he has Mash on one of his things because I remember popping in. He's like, check this out. I was like, oh, that's Mash. That's kill.
hmm
I love the Mash theme song. It was one of those things, and then doom 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 doom, and the helicopter flies in. I was
Yeah.
so little. I was such a little kid back then. I think I was still a dreamer. I was still things were still kind of cool and life happened. Oh, hello, Abby. How you doing? Daisy Dukes. Daisy Daisy Dukes. Yes, sir. Is she
Now,
still alive, Daisy Dukes?
uh, I don't, I don't know. I mean, she was.
I don't even know her name as are any of the Or is Bo or Luke alive? I know Boss Hog is old already, but then Cletus and then
I don't think Boss Hogg's gonna die.
How about
He's the boss.
yeah, right. How about Roscoe Pico Train? He
Hmm
had to say his full name,
Come on, Cletus.
And then that's
Come on,
where you get
Flash. Come on,
there's
Flash.
there's the Nutty Professor. Come on, Cletus.
Yeah.
I'll go over here.
Yeah,
I got an
what I meant to
enema.
say is, what I meant to say is the "Come on, Flash, let's go get him."
Right.
His beagle dog that he had with him.
Catherine Bach. Oh, hey, there you go. Rev Rats had met her. Check it out. Met her, Catherine
Oh no
Bach.
way!
I hope I'm saying it right. Bach, like Sebastian Bach of Skid Row. That is fantastic, man.
I never would have remembered. I
I
never would
I,
have remembered.
I only know her as Daisy Dukes. David,
Uh,
did you play sports in junior high school?
in high school, I did a lot of track and cross country. Cross country really just to stay in shape for track season because I'm more of a sprinter and long jumper is what I did.
I
So
remember playing basketball with like these Daisy Duke shorts. Remember the '80s style shorts?
yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh, and no one thought anything about it. And then 2 years after I graduate, they have long shorts. So I'm like, hey, how come we
hmm
couldn't? It's just like the trend, right? Like,
When you watch the old era NBA stuff, it gets to
just
be pretty darn funny when you
like,
see
it's
see those shorts. It's like, oh, that was a killer move by Bird, and then it's like the
right.
camera pans down, you see the shorts, and you're like,
It's
oh,
like
that
Daisy
ruins it.
wearing Daisy Dukes right there. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
wow. Oh man, I can't believe we used to play in those. Like,
yeah.
I
Especially
never
if you go
thought
back to like the late '70s. It's like, guys, are those even shorts, or are those just your underwear?
it looks like underwear. Like, and
Yeah.
like, I didn't think about anything about it. Here's your uniform. And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. But then now that I think, I was like, dude, like, why? Um, they let you wear cutoff jeans. No, it's
Cut
high
off
shorts.
jeans.
Oh, we'll just call it booty shorts. Back in the '70s, back they
Cut
used
off
booty
jeans.
shorts. Could you, Guami? Like we use cut off jean Daisy Dukes to play basketball.
Yeah, old NBA defense. That's the funny thing. I was Adam. I was watching. I think it was one of the Jordan tapes, but it was like seeing what it was like in the NBA. Not just that he was amazing, but just what it was like. It was pretty rough. They didn't call fouls much.
They didn't. Like you have to bleed to call fouls.
Yeah, yeah. You're still on your feet. I guess it's not a foul.
I mean, I used to love that, man. Like the
Uncle
Pistons and
Jesse. Okay.
yeah, he's
I was
what
trying to
is
remember his name. I was trying to remember his name.
Man, wow. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. I drank myself some like Thai tea.
Yeah. Well,
Not
I'm
good.
still on the kickstart here.
What
Morning
time do you
kickstart there.
what time do you normally sleep, man?
Um, it's very random, and it'll be a day and a half without sleep, and then I'll get some sleep. It's really weird schedule. Because if I'm not messing around with the stocks, I'm messing around with creativity type stuff. I just can't turn it off.
That
So it's
let's
just
just let's take a little detour. So like you trade stocks, day trading?
yeah,
Oh my
yep,
goodness. So
yeah.
like then every Friday you go into the office and it's all full Wolf of Wall Street.
No, I actually this is just my stuff. So
Dude, like
um,
it's oh, I watched
it
Wolf of Wall Street like a week ago and I'm like, holy crap.
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely not the Wolf of Wall Street. I'd be the harmless puppy of Wall Street.
Uh,
But yeah, I enjoy it, and I've it's been really educational to devote my time to just that, as opposed to that. And I used to work in logistics for my whole career, 20 some years, mostly international logistics and then some domestic distribution. So,
did
so
you
my brain was very much, left side thinking for so much of my time that it kind of built up over time now. And now that I'm getting into and I'm unleashing the creative side, it's just like sleep is optional.
that it's cool because like I mean one day I'll retire and I think I'll have a weird sleep pattern and stuff. Um
Well, I think it's just because it's like if it's left brain stuff, it's get up, go to work, do some spreadsheets, talk to the people that I work for, talk to the people that work for me. We do this, we do that. It's very much, whereas the creative part is like I can it just is. It's just so much easier.
that's crazy. Reverat's Ride says Uncle Jesse's buried in an unmarked grave. Random fact. And yeah,
I
there's
love random facts like that. Well, that
yeah.
reminds me. There's somebody who does a really good movie reaction channel. I think it's Shauna Reacts. Um, I'd recommend if I love watching music and movie reaction channels because I learn new stuff about stuff that I thought I understood. Like I will have heard a song 100 times, and then somebody will say something, and I just can't believe it just changes or adds a whole new layer. Um, but her name is I think called Shauna Reacts, and she is a film student. And the cool thing is what she does at the end. She'll comment on it from a filmmaker perspective, lighting, framing, stuff like that. But then she'll also, at the end of it, she'll look up trivia, and she knows. She goes, "Is this so and so making the music? It sounds like it. I think that's so and so making the music." So she's very knowledgeable. But then she also goes into the trivia and learns about, like when she watched Uncle Buck, and then
Oh, cool
she
book.
went through and did research on it, and like even down to the exchange between Culkin and uh, John Candy about how they did the back and forth. What's your record for consecutive questions?
Yeah, you know what? I do like watching those things where did you know? And like, okay, I think it's Bright Side, and there's just my daughter would watch and like we just let that run overnight about things that like, okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Um, and then what was I remember watching a music one where this guy he breaks down old songs like "Beat It" and stuff. He's like, here, listen to this right here, and
Hmm.
like it's like, oh my god, and you don't hear it like I could do it now. I could separate it with the thing I do, but it's
Yeah.
like I don't have the time. But this dude does that. He says, "Check out that and check out this. Here's these together. Here's this with it," and he's like breaking it
Hmm.
all up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Dude, that's a fantastic song." You know, like
Yeah.
it's like you pull away pieces, right? And it just becomes this. You just
When
appreciate it more.
when you have songs that get moved over to a different instrument and they sound amazing, that's just what it's one of the, it's a sign of a good song.
Right.
And music and movies are, for me, are very much tied together. So, uh,
What's
like
what?
in the Matrix, the it's called Club to Death. It's the everybody's heard it. The da 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 don't yeah. Anyways, I won't make you suffer anymore. But it's a one of the main songs in the Matrix, and it's actually uh, almost a historic song for dub in um, instrumental dance music. Um, and Rob Dugan hasn't made another album since. So it's just it kills me because it was just incredible. And but yeah, music. Yeah, I remember that um, Ferris Bueller's Day Off had some good music in it, of
Yeah,
course.
that was gonna ask you, but I didn't want to.
Gross Point Blank had some
Yeah,
awesome music in it.
that was
Does
good.
anybody remember Gross Point Blank? That was one that was really, really entertaining.
So like movies that have the best soundtrack, like um, that's I was gonna say what movie has like if you had to pick a movie.
I'd say Pulp Fiction has probably the best, one of the best soundtracks.
Yeah, so like that's the only music you'll ever hear for the rest of your life. It's within that movie. It's what movie would you pick if that was the only music you ever got to listen to
Well, I might just get the Dark
again?
Knight soundtrack
You
then, because I literally could listen to the Dark Knight theme 100 times straight and it'll never get old.
what's that? I think wait, Forrest Gump has a pretty good soundtrack.
Oh yeah, there are lots of songs that
Yeah, I'm
are
trying to
in
think
there.
which one would I pick if I had a choice? Like, okay, this is the only music you'll ever hear for the rest of your life. Oh, hey, what is the new one? It's like oh my gosh, with the Star Fox guy and all Groot. What's that one?
Oh,
I am Groot.
uh, Guardians of the
That
Galaxy.
one has a pretty good soundtrack because you know what I think what
Oh
that
yeah.
did it introduced the older music to the kids, the younger generation. Because right now I have students and they're they're like, can you play this? I'm like, what do you know about that? It's like, oh, I like that. And I think that kind of brought the older, cooler music to them, and some people picked it up
Well,
instead of you know,
that's one of the things that I've discovered about reaction channels is almost all of the reaction channels I watch for music or movies or whatever are people that are, and not just because I'm old, yes, but I mean they're substantially younger than me, and they're just finding it now. But there's a new kind of thirst for, people have sampled it and people know, oh, there's all this stuff out here,
yeah.
all this film and TV that they can explore, and they go back and watch it, and you get to see somebody go back and watch a movie from the 70s and just fall in love with it.
Yeah, so Rushmore soundtracks are a lost art. Big
Oh
Chill for
yeah.
the Black Widow, the Big Chill. Drive with Ryan Gosling is
Oh
good.
yeah,
Allison
Big
Pearl
Chill
Jam.
was Big Chill was an incredible
So
soundtrack.
yeah, people are putting the Wizard of Oz. I guess it's got some cool. It does have somewhere over the rainbow, and then Ding Dong, the witch is dead, right? The wicked witch is dead.
Yeah, Rudini, I don't know. I'm hoping you like Gross Point Blank as much as I did. That's just was one of the greatest movies. Just a stark contrast from his real job and going back into town.
Sorry, I have four devices open, just chatting on another side too.
Now, again, if somebody wants to be subjected to a very challenging to follow, but maybe not that challenging primer, it's a um, pretty small budget film, but it won at like the Cannes Film Festival or something like that. Um, but that one's really cool. I found another one recently called Triangle, and it was basically it was a time loop this person was in, and that one was really cool too.
I think I
That one
saw
was really cool.
you on the thing
Really.
you had Groundhog Day mentioned.
Oh
I
yeah.
really like Groundhog Day. It's just like, oh my
The
gosh.
ironic thing
Oh
is
no, no.
every time it's on, I'll watch it.
Me
It's like
too.
that's because I mean it's like it's the same day over and over again, but it's just like it is it's the redeeming quality that he ends up going through not for any reason, just because he gets tired of doing whatever the heck he wants. He gets tired of being able to, you know, steal money and do this, and then he, gets tired of trying to kill himself, and then he just realizes that the only thing he wants to do is start helping people, and learn how to play the piano and stuff like that. It's like he it it's he's one of those guys that just takes forever to learn with that he doesn't want to be that way, and to see the change towards the end when he's playing the piano is hilarious.
I mean that's a cool one, and I don't know. I a TV show I used to watch
Oh
all
yeah,
the time
Drive.
is Supernatural. I love Supernatural. Me and my daughter got into it, so we finished like the 5,000 seasons it had, and they had an
Yeah.
episode like Groundhog Day where he just
Hmm.
kept, you know, dying, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like Groundhog Day. And it's a cool one. The Groundhog Day, it's like, what would you do with the opportunity to like do it? So you have all this time, learn the piano. You have all this
Yeah.
time, do this. You're stuck here. Might as well learn something. You have all the
Yeah.
infinite amount of time. Um, Big Chill soundtrack on the other device. If you were going on a road trip for like 12 hours, what do you listen to?
Um, Road trip, I probably listen to um several different mood type albums. So I might listen to um I don't know, like uh Tool. That's a good one. Um the Civil Wars. I love them. Um Tesseract, where they're a more progressive band. Um and then stuff that's a little bit more laid back, like Aurora. But she's an amazing artist. Um at Sarah Bareilles. She's one of those that I can put in one of her albums and I just don't hit stop. It's just her voice is amazing, and she has great spirit. So yeah, those are a few of them.
I like Sarah Bareilles. She reminds me of Sarah McLachlan and
Hmm. Oh
The
yeah,
Dix
yeah, I was a
the
big fan
Dixie
of her.
Chicks.
Hmm.
I don't know. I like the Dixie Chicks and Sarah McLachlan around the same time. I
Yeah.
think they came around the same time. I was like, okay, this is
Sarah
cool.
Sarah was really good on a couple of her albums, especially the album before the one that had the song that everybody either loves or hates, which
The
is
dog,
The Arms of the Angel.
right?
Yeah, it's just Angel is the name of the song, but
Yeah.
either you're tired of it or you still love that song.
She did have a lot. I think was it Adia. I like Adia.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the one, yeah, that's from the album
that
before. You're
that
right.
I like. That's where I got like
Mm,
into it.
yeah, Possession or something. What, I can't
Yeah.
remember what it's called, but yeah, that's the one that has the song Possession on it. And yeah, and she's just stellar singer. For driving, the Crystal Method, they're kind of a techno, not techno, because they're not very redundant, but they still make music with just noises. Uh, and they'll have a lot of good guests on. Um, uh, they'll have a lot of guests on their album. Now, Robert, are you actually saying that Tool's too basic?
Man, I can imagine seeing Sarah McLachlan in concert. Raph went in Anaheim Pond in 2004.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the thing the thing that I watched over and over again um, was the Mirror Ball concert. It's the live concert that came with that album, and I watched that over and over again. I really love performers who can nail it live.
Yeah, that's what I like. And then Nirvana, where they went out and they did the acoustic stuff. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Hmm.
You know, because it's different when you do the acoustic with all that, all the, playing something super loud, you can make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
But then when you bring it down, it's like, okay, everyone's listening, and then
yeah.
that guy who goes and does the Foo Fighters afterwards, like what's his name? Uh, dang it,
Girl.
that Dave Grohl, right? So he's the
Yeah,
drummer of Nirvana,
yeah.
and then it's like, dude, these guys are freaking talented, man. Um,
Yeah, it's funny whenever you see people that just cross over and have so many different talents all at once. It's pretty amazing.
Speaking of movies, I guess this is a mind bending one. The Cell. What'd you think about The Cell with Jennifer Lopez?
That one I didn't get. I tried to watch it, but I kind of got bored with it, and I did like I couldn't. And I just didn't pull me in. Oh yeah, Schoolhouse Rock.
My $5, I think it's Kroger or Five Below. Five Below has some cool shirts, guys. Like it's there's some like um, Schoolhouse Rock. I think I even saw Reading Rainbow. Remember
Hmm.
Reading Rainbow
Oh
with
yeah.
freaking Jordy? That's Jordy from Star Trek with the radiator thing on his half a radiator in his eyes.
Do they have the "I'm only a Bill" guy too?
I was looking for that because I have to, I teach the Bill of Rights, right? I'm just a bill. Oh, that's a copyright, right? I would like that
Oh, so
one.
Christie's saying that it was boring, and maybe it's one of those ones that like if you get it, you get it. But it was one of those ones that didn't really pull me. It didn't pull me in.
That was because I was thinking of like Jennifer Lopez. I guess she's not that great of an actor. She's not that great of a singer. She was a good dancer, but then she's there, like
she's,
always
she's
she
yeah, I mean, she
she's
can do a
there.
lot of stuff.
She can do a lot of
She can
stuff,
do
but
it.
like I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of people who are like that broke out. Like Tyrese, he's not a good actor. He was in Fast and the Furious,
Hmm.
not good at all. Kind of good singer, or right? But then thinking who a singer that broke out and is now also a good actor. You know, um,
Mm.
I can't. I'm trying to think like, oh man, that guy, wow, he can act too. Like Patrick Swayze. I remember he could
Oh
like,
yeah. Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
good because
he was in a few movies. He
he
was in
did
at
Ghost.
least
Like
yeah.
so, he's not
Yeah,
he
so
doesn't
that
just
makes
go
4 that
kick
I can think
butt.
of with him. Yeah.
Right. He doesn't just kick butt. Like he was in Ghost, so he played that role,
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
he played in Red Dawn,
Of
right
course,
earlier on,
and Point Break.
and Point Break, and then
Oh yeah,
and then
Red
Red
Dawn, I
Dawn.
have
Yeah, come on, Red
love
Dawn,
that
man.
movie.
Wolverines,
Uh,
right? Like,
I gotta
oh,
I gotta just punish myself right now for not even having that on the
how
list.
dare you not put Red? No, but again, that's my thing. It's like we have to like bring it
Yeah,
out of us to talk about it because like the
yeah,
list is big, and I remember Red Dawn. I'm like that was during the time where like we were thinking a certain way about certain people across the other side of the world, right? Like, oh my god, in the '80s. Remember the '80s? We're
yeah,
like, oh, why do I feel so bad about these people over there that do the Reds?
yeah,
Like I don't know why, you know.
yeah.
And again, it just ended. It ended with,
Oh,
you know,
Hunt for Red October just
that one is good too. Yes, Hunt for Red
that one is
October.
so well done. That one is so well done.
Oh, and yeah, Rev Madonna. Yeah,
Don't punish yourself on screen. Yeah, please at least turn your camera off before
I
you
I
do that.
were you gonna be like what's it the Angels and Demons? Remember that the guy that
Yeah, yeah, just
take out
just
your
a
thing?
couple whips here and there, and then I'll be square then.
Yeah, I saw DL say national treasure. National Parks Princess said national treasure with Cage, and then Angels and these was pretty
That
good.
one was a fun one. That one I
It,
remember watching uh not too long ago, but and I went into it with a doubtful expectation and just loved it.
it was good.
But it was one that you had to like get into the store and you like buy into it. You had to buy it just like you had to jump in to the story.
Did you like the Pirates of the Caribbean series? Or I
I
don't.
like those, but I didn't really obsess much over them. As in, like I don't even know which ones I've seen, but anytime they were on, I watched them
Right,
because they were fun for me. But they're ones that I didn't see a lot of point to it besides the adventure. And for me, it's a it you know there have to be some stakes.
right. You see Rushmore because he does this, guys. If you guys want to see cool
Yeah.
like like podcasts on pop culture and music, movies and things like that, check out Rushmore. They have to pick four. Say every week we have to pick four. They only pick four, and things get lost. And gut
That
wrenching is the feeling, man. Because look, we left out Red
Well,
Dawn.
that's a
Um,
I like that point because in Mount Rushmore or Rushmore show, is it that you pick a category and then you talk about a few, or what, and then you pick four in that category, or you do just pick four?
four within a specific category, like
Okay,
best video games or four best
okay,
seasons, and then it's like okay,
okay.
like I
And
don't
it's
know if
not
I
just movies. It's like it could be four best albums, four best,
yeah
Nintendo
yeah
games.
yeah like pop culture stuff. That's pretty cool.
You're really gonna be put on the spot potentially on some of those.
Right.
That's
Well, that's why
yeah,
like we're just like saying stuff. Like I can't
yeah,
pick four because like he said, it changes. Like
yeah,
it may change next week because I'm mad or I'm
hmm,
happy or like
yeah.
um what's that Robin Williams one where his wife dies and then man it's this really deep
Oh yeah,
one. Remember and he goes what is it called? Oh my gosh. Um that one I liked.
yeah. I'm trying to remember
What is
what
it?
that was.
Remember is it What Dreams May Come?
Yes.
Oh my god, look at my brain. What Dreams May Come. That one I liked because it was it kind of reminded me of um what is it? Dante's Inferno, the book. Um
Hmm.
it reminded me of that that's where she's at. And then Constantine. I love Constantine.
That is a very underrated movie, and
I don't know
most
why. Why?
most people like the movie, and it's still underrated. It's just like it was. I mean, after the Matrix, it was like, oh come on, this is gonna be good, and then you watch that and you're like, this is pretty damn good.
It was
It's pretty.
freaking fantastic, man.
Yeah,
Like I'm like, how come this is
yeah.
not something people are like?
It's
Am
pretty
I
freaking good.
weird to like
Yeah.
this movie this well? Like I could watch it all the time. It's coming out. I heard
Yes,
there's
he
gonna be a
does want to
part
make a
two.
sequel.
I
Yeah,
want to. I hope he
he when
does.
he was asked in an interview if there's any movie he would like to go after again, it would be Constantine. He really loved playing that character.
I hope he
Really.
does. I hope they
Yeah.
do because I really enjoyed it. Like I could if it was on like after the live stream, I'm done and I'm snacking. I'll watch the whole thing through.
Yeah.
And I already know what's gonna happen, but it's so cool. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Of course, The Karate Kid.
Yes.
That for me was right at a perfect age where I felt like I don't know if I was at that age of his character or not at that time, but I was close. But of course, as a kid, it was really cool story, and he wins and all that stuff. But I rewatched it recently. It holds up.
It
I like
does.
Ralph. does a great job in the acting, and like surprisingly well. I mean, like there's some stuff that I thought it was kind of cheesy before, but he's he has that kind of Jersey attitude. It shows up here and there, but it's funny whenever you think that, oh yeah, this movie's gonna still hold up, and that's like, oh yeah, that one did.
Yeah, some of them do, man. Like
Hmm.
that Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's showing. I'm gonna watch it. Scarface. I'm gonna watch it. Um,
Yeah.
and now I'm thinking of all the like ninja
Just
movies. I see Three Ninjas.
trying to
Um,
think of what that one is. I know the name of it.
oh my gosh! I way back in the chat. BMX Bandits. Way back up in the chat.
Uh,
I remember that crazy one. Like so I was into skateboarding back then. Daniel's a jerk, and yeah, and he is the troublemaker of the whole thing. Daniel Larusso is. He's the one that created all the mess. I remember watching something on it. Awesome Tom Tom. There was a lot of kind of pretty cool Bloodsport. I remember Bloodsport with
oh yeah.
what's it? With Van Damme. Then
Yep.
Van Damme did too many movies like Cage, but he can't
Yeah.
act. There's only so many splits you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you see something with obviously they're Ip Man with Donnie Yen, but there are tons of other good ones with him in it. Um, but his martial arts skill level is amazing. He in one of the movies he basically tried to figure out a way to show what mixed martial arts would look like if used in the real world, and he was a police officer and he was fighting people and it was just crazy. But he's really skilled in probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 different disciplines.
Yeah, so Bloodsport, American Ninja, and the Tur. Yeah, I,
What about
the,
Ong Bak? Has anyone seen Ong Bak?
yes, yes. That
Tony,
was
yeah, that one was amazing. That one was
what?
really impressive.
What's the? Oh my gosh! And of course, all the Bruce Lee stuff. Enter the Dragon, and
Oh yeah.
oh, and then I didn't really appreciate it. The Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, because it was
Hmm.
just like they're flying. Come on
Yeah.
now, walking on the bamboo. I mean, it was cool
Yeah.
effects to see it that way, but I'm like, dude, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You like took something that they because the old kung fu movies they'll pull them back and like they'll fly right, but then
Yeah.
come on, you took that thing and you just like 10 seconds
Yeah.
of flying. Come on, no. This
Yeah.
yeah. It was cool as far as special effects and stuff, but
Yeah. Oh, and Rudini, there's another uh Tony Ya movie. I can't remember what it's called. It's something two, and it is he is a prison guard, and then he goes on a mission to try to save. I can't remember exactly how it happens, but it's just incredible fight scenes, and it's a mix between Hong Kong and then Thailand, I think. They go back and forth in the movie.
I see. Oh my gosh! And it said, I want the knife." That golden child. Remember, he
Yeah,
was spinning the thing, and they were just looking
that
at him
was
like, "What the
the
hell are you doing?"
yes. I want the
Please. That's the.
yeah. Oh
That was a
yeah,
good one.
that was one that I'd forgotten how many times I've seen that one.
I've seen it that a lot, and then I've seen 48 Hours a lot.
Oh
With
yeah,
Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy,
that one is
right?
classic.
Yeah, it's like
That one is like if you hear what Nick Nolte says a lot, you're like, whoa, you can't say that. But it was like Eddie Murphy held his ground in every way and it was great. It was great.
that's when he
It's
was singing Roxanne in this. And he just took
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Roxanne.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to turn on the red lights.
That's like the
Oh,
when I was just a carefree young dude when I was watching, Delirious and Raw and 48 Hours, and then of course
yeah,
Beverly Hills Cop, and oh my
Trading
gosh,
Places. Yeah, Beverly
yeah,
Hills Cop. Yeah.
Naked Gun, yeah, Naked Gun
Oh,
was actually
Naked
pretty
Gun.
good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Naked
With
Gun had some really
freaking
funny.
O.J. Simpson, who's always
Yeah, I love the
the,
baseball thing where he's frisking everybody as they're coming up to the plate and everything like that.
and then Reggie Jackson came and it was
Yeah,
Enrique Palazzo, right?
yeah.
Enrique Palazzo.
Oh, he saved the queen, and he goes, "Oh, it's Enrique Palazzo," and he's like, "No, it's Frank Drebin."
Right. Man, that was good. The Naked Gun series
Hmm.
with Axel as older guy, 2.5, 33 and 1/3. Oh, was that? But let's see, making sure. Oh, I was wondering what that sound was. It was Billy snoring. I was like, dude, what's that?
I gotta, I gotta check to see what that.
Are they remaking the Beverly Hills Cop again? Wow,
I don't know.
that would be pretty cool. But again, it's like they I didn't really like the new the Karate Kid on Netflix. I didn't really like it too much. Them
Oh,
as
yeah, I didn't
Johnny
watch
and
that. Yeah, I didn't watch the new. Oh, here it's Killzone 2.
Killzone.
Killzone 2. Now, the first Killzone, pretty much completely unrelated to the other one.
Yeah, and
But the
of
first
course,
Killzone has Donnie Yen and Sammo Hung in it, so you're not going to get. I think Colin Chu even too. I mean, you're not going to get let down with these fight scenes.
Rev is bringing up Back to the Future, but that one
Oh
was good.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember watching a bunch of things on it on YouTube, like Back to the Future. Did you know this and that and this? It's supposed to be this dude, but this guy, I was
yeah,
like, that was a good movie. That was
yeah.
freaking good. Um, but again, the remakes are kind of like, man, it's hard when they remake something. You're like, I don't know about that. I really don't know. Um,
Yeah, what good remakes have they done in movies?
I don't, I can't really think. I know Fantasy Island wasn't good. Um, Karate Kid on Netflix, I didn't like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't really think. Like,
None.
I really don't think they've made any that are well,
Yeah.
at least for us, because my kids like the Karate Kid that they made
Now
now.
sometimes a sequel will go past the original just in its quality of the movie, but it can only exist if the other one existed. So
I don't know. Huh. Man, what time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 9:43, David. What's up, Root?
yeah.
But I think I'll stay on until 10 because I teach tomorrow. So about 16 more minutes or so.
for the more for more the more highly for the more culturally inclined. I see that Reverend Rats rides. He's recommending the Human Centipede.
I hate that movie.
Yeah, I that's one. Once I saw the concept of it, it was like I. It's like if that movie enters the room, I'm gonna hit the floor like it's a hand grenade. It's
Toxic
like no.
Avenger. Do you remember the Toxic Avenger?
Oh my gosh, that was so cheesy, but yes,
Frick, I remember like oh my
was
god, I must have seventh grade. I watched it again. Oh my god!
that
And
was
then they
so bad. Have you ever
and they
watched
made
the?
three of them, I think, or two,
Have you ever
three
watched the
maybe.
Mystery Science Theater where
Yes,
they
with
make
the
make they make fun of the movies? There are some good ones.
Trump.
That's
Yes,
my
Trumpville.
yeah.
I I remember he had like a broom and he would a mop and he would kill people or yeah, do them with the mop and it's like, oh my gosh. It was entertaining when I was 7th or 8th grade whenever I watched it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then 2 and then it's like, okay, you did poorly the first time, then you go 2. It's like, oh my gosh, you're just horrible now. Maybe they should remake that cuz they put it out and it sucked. So maybe if they do like do the it again, it would be great. And I did like the Hills Have Eyes
Yep, MSG3K. Everyone rats her eyes.
and U-Turn. Do you remember watching U-Turn? Um, it's almost like Hills
I
Have
think so.
Eyes.
What about it's a movie, Serenity, which is for the TV series Firefly. So
I don't
there's
think I've
one
seen that.
season of a show called Firefly that for various reasons didn't get picked up, but every time somebody watches it, they
Wrong.
they like it. It's one of those that was just like it got bad luck, but then many years later they made a movie, and yeah, Redeeming Serenity. It just I that might be maybe that's my favorite movie right there. But it's just one season of I think 14 shows called Firefly, and then the movie called Serenity, and that's really good, really good.
Yeah, these guys. What's that? The Rushmore show does a pretty good one. Like their stuff is like
Yeah,
here's this and
actually,
here's that.
that's proof, the Rushmore show, that opinion can be actually incorrect. If you're not a fan of Firefly, that it's I just you're wrong. I just I get it. Not everything is for everybody.
What? I'm trying to catch up with the chat. This is crazy. The my light is blaring right in my eyes, in my eye holes. The first was actually pretty good. He never died. Wasn't that Rollins too? Henry Rollins?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Right.
Oh, that's referring to that movie. Yes. I was That movie was heavy.
What did I think? Trying
That
to think of
movie was that was
all.
one of those ones that was just like cuz he's incredible, his energy.
Yeah, like his song "Liar." Right? Like, oh my God, who is
Oh
this
yeah,
dude?
I'm a
Oh my God,
liar. Yeah. Yeah.
it's Henry Rollins, bro. And he was in a TV show. I forget which. It was a pretty good one. Dang, we watched too many things. What's that TV show he was in?
I don't remember
Nathan.
him being. Yeah, Nathan Fillion is awesome. Yeah, yeah. The liar is lame. Yeah, liar is the thing that makes it on the radio. The rest of his stuff doesn't make it on the radio.
Yeah, I had the tape of it as you play it. Like, oh wow,
Hmm.
it's almost like when I was a kid, I was into like some like rap, so I'd listen to Two Live Crew, and it was like all the worst things you could ever put on a song. Like Two Live Crew,
Hmm.
it's like oh my gosh, what?
Yeah. Sons of Anarchy. I haven't done that one. I haven't watched that one yet, but I
What?
know that
Yes,
that
he
one's
was
supposed
in.
to be really good.
He's
That
in
one's
Sons
supposed
of
to be really good.
Anarchy. That's a good one, man. I like Sons of Anarchy. That I
I would
watched the.
because somebody told me that because I loved Justified, and I don't know at all how they might be related, but they're I guess they at least don't live on the same street. These two shows apparently,
Yeah, I didn't
but
catch it. So SOA, I saw it up there, but I was like thinking
yeah.
of Henry Rollins. I do like Sons of Anarchy.
So
I
he
don't
was in
like
that show then, huh?
he was.
Okay.
And then I don't like the Mayans one because I think I already like it didn't hit me. So it's I like it. It's really good, and it has that Ron. I think it's Ron Perlman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that. Started to see the Rollins, but it couldn't get past the first.
Let me look at my list again here.
What's up, Giant?
2001. Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah. What?
We're gonna get a love it or hate it from everybody on this one probably.
I like it. In doses. I mean,
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack is good. Ron Pearl Jam. I think the first time I saw Ron Perlman was I think man he was in Enemy at the Gates with Jude Law. Remember he was a sniper.
Oh yeah.
He was yeah. And I think he like what is that guy? He was the red guy, like that red creature kind of thing.
Oh,
It's like a
yeah.
rock man or something. I forgot what is it called? Hellboy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He's Hellboy, isn't he?
Yeah, I was trying to buzz in.
Sorry about that. And then Rachel Weisz, she's in Constantine.
Yeah, she's a good actress. She's a really
She
good
is.
actress.
With the Lion with Linda Hamilton. Oh man. So I guess he's been around. Airheads.
Linda Hamilton in the second Terminator movie, by the way, is one of the best character progressions, right along with Ripley from Alien to Aliens. I mean, to see the introduction of her in the second movie where she's doing pull-ups and she's gone from just barely escaping to being preparing for what what's to come. So I see you're saying there, can Dave see chat? Yes, Burpee, I can see the chat, but I can't see everything.
He's actually watching chat better than I am.
So what was it you were going to throw out there, Burpees?
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, you're welcome, dude. Quite welcome.
Yeah. Giant, I was able to get my buddy, I'm pointing both ways, Dave to step in, man. Thanks, Dave, for stepping in. And because Giant couldn't make it. He had some issues with the car. And so I'm like, let me call Dave.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about movies.
I just caught what you said there, Rudini.
No, John. I mean, I don't know too much about games and movies. I mean, I know certain pieces of movies and things. Like a lot of what he's saying about like the moon, I've never seen. I saw Serenity and Firefly on the streaming, but I'm not like Dave knows a lot about like pop culture and stuff, which is cool.
About a certain section of it. There's a lot of. I keep then finding out that there's a whole other avenue that I haven't gone down, and then I have to go down that rabbit hole. But if you ever get a chance to watch Justified, the TV show, I think you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, Dave, we'll tell Burpee's Giant that like you sabotaged the car so you could pop on today because you wanted to come on instead of him.
Yes. Actually, that's what I whenever I texted or I said that earlier. Were we already on or what? Or did I text you that? I said I sabotages brake lines.
I was like, oh my gosh, you really wanted to come on. But what's crazy is we just said we're gonna talk about movies, and I was hoping we could like remember I was gonna call you Saturday and we're gonna figure out how we're gonna do this. So this
Yeah,
is really like off the cuff, like seriously off the cuff.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, I gotta put your cute dog. I just
yeah.
saw the
You're gonna
cute
win.
dog. It's not there. Come on, man. I gotta put that dog out there. Your cute dog. Yes, so that's happy right there.
I could not believe I just typed in dog playing a guitar in the rain, and that's what came up. And I was like, I don't know if who there wasn't in the chat then. I was just like, yes, do not change it. Just give me that exact picture.
Yeah, I mean that's perfect. You know, like I've been messing around with AI just for thumbnails, and like it's
Yeah.
just some of the stuff it throws out. I'm like, whoa, who is this?
Well,
And
I'm
wow,
starting to wonder what I could do with it. With I mean, I like to make music videos, but I have to find footage and make sure it matches and makes sense.
right.
Because not everybody wants to see me playing video games to the music. So the other ones are a little bit more um, a little more work to get on.
Mac and Me, and it was a cold November rain, like Guns N' Roses. AI's kind of fun, but like, uh, sometimes it like gives you like weird stuff. I'm like, because I was trying to make one of you, and I'm like, oh, I don't think David
What
would
about Bob?
appreciate that.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
yes, about Bob.
oh my.
Who all
Okay,
was in that? Because that was there was kind of a big crew in that. There were several big Bill Murray. Yeah,
what about Bob? What is that
yeah, that
one?
was a classic.
Rocky, are you okay? You okay? You okay?
Yeah, that what about Bob was one that was one of those ones I had to keep pausing and rewinding to catch the next joke.
Then we got yeah. So we're
Weekend at
getting
Bernie's.
right.
Nice.
That one.
I have to admit, I've seen that one possibly double digit times, but it was
Rocky.
all soon after it was released.
Now you guys, it got me thinking of
Who was in that?
one of the one of the Friends guys, David Schwimmer or something. Wasn't he?
Oh, was it?
I
I
think.
know
And then
one of the two dudes was like already in like the Heartthrob Club at the time, whatever that.
yeah, the Rob Lowe Club. Um,
It's amazing how much that movie gets referenced in sitcoms. Weekend at Bernie's. It comes up all the time. If somebody's walking around with shades and because they had a hard night.
oh my gosh, yeah. I wanted to try go to sleep. It's almost 11 and I got to if I oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna probably head out in a couple minutes, Dave. But this has been fantastic. Now I'm
Yeah,
thinking of like Drop Dead Fred now. I don't know if you guys seen Drop Dead Fred. Um,
I'm trying to remember that one.
he's like an imaginary friend, and I want to say it's Phoebe Cates. I want to say it's her, but I'm not sure. Good night, John. Andrew McCarthy.
Andrew, yeah,
There you go. The guy. Yeah.
yeah,
And I didn't they all get their start on something like Saint Almost Fire or one of those things.
yeah,
They all were
yeah,
in it, and then they became like these heartthrob guys.
mhm,
Like
yeah.
yeah. So Drop Dead Fred's with Phoebe Cates, and then I first got wind of Phoebe Cates in Fast Times at
Night,
Ridgemont
John.
High. So that movie, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, with Phoebe Cates and who's it,
Yeah, the
Forrest
Brat.
Whitaker. Oh my gosh, the Brat Pack is what they called him.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think I mentioned this is Spinal Tap. Did I? Tommy Boy. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that's on my list too. That's
Judge
so on my
Reinhold.
list.
Tommy Boy is good too.
Oh, okay. So you do it in okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, bro. We were talking
Yes,
about Ferris Bueller's early on,
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is just epic.
but it's
The
10 o'clock, guys.
fourth wall breaks in Ferris Bueller are so good.
Oh yeah, when
Yeah,
he starts talking,
it's
right?
yeah. Yeah, when he starts talking directly to the
The-
camera. And then you
the-
know the thing at the end, he goes, "Why are you still here? The movie's over." That's what they do
right.
at the end of Deadpool.
Oh,
He
I
does
like
that.
Deadpool. Screwballs was cool too.
Spaceballs.
Problem Child. Man, there's so many good movies. Like it's just like you have to like see it. Like, oh yeah, that one. Oh, oh yeah,
Housekeeping.
right.
Housekeeping. No, one sleepy.
yeah,
Oh,
Rob Lowe was in there in Tommy Boy. His shirt got pulled off.
I've seen Tommy Boy so much, and if I wasn't trying to maintain some little bit of composure here, just so I don't look like an idiot, I would go into a full-on Chris Farley right now. I just love that movie.
Oh man, school's canceled. Where Judy is at?
Oh, Clerks and Mallrats, yeah. Oh, and Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, those were good.
I mean, they're just over the top. It's just over the top. It was so great that they had Mark Hamill in. I mean, that of course they had everybody in Jay and Silent Bob. Had Affleck, Matt Damon.
Oh man, that's like Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, it was, and they made a joke about that. That was a payback movie.
But I think it's about that time. 10.
Yeah, and if anybody heard any that they have trouble finding, or if we want to get any of this info out to anybody, well, I mean, I think you heard what ones we like, but I think just as much in the comment section after this, everybody could add their thoughts.
For sure.
'Cause
And hey,
maybe somebody have some good suggestions for me to jump on.
yeah, man. But it's been awesome, Dave, man. And hey, thank you guys for coming. And here's Dave. Like a month and a half ago, he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna come on and do all that." And like,
Yeah.
he's here now. It's awesome. But I guess I'll meet you backstage after we pop off, and
Oh yeah, that's right.
we'll
This
close
stays
out.
on and we have like a secret meeting or something.
A secret meeting. We'll talk about. Like, we should have said Red Dawn. What's wrong with you?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'll freak out on you. You should have said that the first half hour. You let me down, Bert.
I'm so sorry. We didn't plan. We're just straight up off the cuff. You know that because we had to make this off the cuff. Oh yeah, and
Well,
Rushmore has a live stream tomorrow, guys. Check it out.
while I'm here in front of everybody, I have so much fun with you guys, and it's hard to keep up with the chat, but you guys are so witty and fun, and I love it. I just really appreciate you guys, and the support for the you guys are so awesome. I shared with Bert that I was close to just giving up on sharing my music, and um, when I started to partner with him and started to think about things differently, built my confidence. I, I, I'm like, I'm not going to stop now. And, and but it's not about my music. It's about me having a community that I like to see their stuff too. You know, it's, thank you, Sparky.
Yes, sir. Come
Yeah.
on, Sparky.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. That's
Yeah.
motivation right there, David.
Yeah. But I mean, it's so fun because I just click on and watch a cat video, and then I'll go watch a
Yeah.
cooking video, and then I'll go watch an exercise video, and then I'll watch uh, um, hair video. There's just so much good stuff that everybody makes, and I just have fun being part of it. I just wanted to say, um, this face right here, very very grateful.
Yeah, we're glad that we found each other, man. It's just about motivation and, just having someone to listen and, make you
Yeah.
feel at a place like Cheers, right? Where everybody knows
Yeah.
your name, right? So
Yeah.
it's like that. So, man, you guys are the best. I see you everywhere and things. You're super supportive of each other, and you really are like we're really what we're doing is actually, pushing people out there and getting their creative juices flowing, like David there.
Yeah.
I knew him way back where it was just me and him talking, um,
Yeah.
talking, and it was weird. When and I knew Raph too, and I wanted to introduce them, but YouTube wouldn't let me do it. Um,
Yeah.
but here we are now, and it's
Yeah.
cool people. Check it out. So, man, we
It's
love you guys. You're the best.
Oh yeah, just absolutely awesome, absolutely awesome. So, um, thank you
Oh,
everybody. You guys are awesome.
can one of you in the chat drop Dave's link real quick? Sorry about that. I would have had it up. Um, if you could, anybody in the link in the chat, drop Dave's link.
When you just need my channel.
Yeah. If we could drop it there, because Sable is asking. Oh yeah, and check out Sable's music, Dave. Some fantastic, like music from the '90s, the '80s. It's just playlists that you
Oh,
can listen
okay.
to. I listen to it like when I'm working at school. I have like 4 laptops, and I just jamming, grading papers. So some cool stuff.
I might right now just I mean a lot of what I do right now is improv stuff.
And
Um,
custom videos, yes.
yeah, and the videos. Um, and so, but I think I'm gonna get into a little bit more deep composition type stuff. Um, the so it, I don't know what the schedule is going to be for music releases. We'll see, but um, using the studio on my computer sometimes can be a lot easier,
Yeah.
and
His
sometimes it's harder. So
So Sparky, guitar off the cuff, aka David. His link is up top. Welcome, Stephen, Tina, Jewel. We're about to head out. We've been on since for almost 3 hours. But check out David. He's a cool dude. He's a member of the Modern Day Breakfast Club, and he provides music to myself, to Burpee Giant, and he's just a fantastic friend that stepped in place, and I'm so grateful you did, man.
yeah,
And then yeah,
thank you guys for who've
it's
linked
been
up with me,
fun.
and it's just great to have a place to put my music. I've been making music for 20 years, and I
Right.
just had no place to put it. It was on my computer, and so if share it and if you like it, great. If not, feel free to give it a thumbs down. It's not every song is going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I just appreciate you guys taking the time.
Then you guys are fantastic, and we'll see you around. We'll see you on some other live, some other premiere and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You guys are the
Sable, I
best.
see what you're saying there. Yeah, so many times I want to give up, and it's just it's hard.
Yeah, but like if you have a community behind you, it's easier because it's like, hey, why do it's fine, just it's okay. And then sometimes it just takes a slight push, slight.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes it could take one comment, one
Yeah,
good comment that says, okay, I'm doing this.
yeah,
Because I like early on, I was like, holy crap, this is dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. Raph and then David would comment. I'm like, okay, there's 2 people, 3. Cool. Maybe I should keep doing something.
yeah.
And then
Mhm.
sometimes it takes one comment, one extra thumb. Like, oh my God, I got 12. Cool.
Yeah.
It's little things that we could do for each other in that aspect of what we're doing, right? A community. So sometimes it really does just take one comment, one good comment,
Hmm.
or um, a simple thing, right? And that's all we need is
Yeah.
just like to feel like we belong to a place and that there's a place for
Hmm.
it to go. That's why it sucks when you do YouTube by yourself. You can't because you need some criticism. You
Yeah.
need help.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how people go from, unless they take the easy route, which is pretty much if you start a music reaction channel or movie reaction channel, which is great if you haven't seen this stuff. But problem is, I've watched a lot of movies and listened to a lot of music, so
Right. Or you do
uh,
something really dumb and it goes viral, but that's not us, man. We don't
yeah,
do that. We put
yeah.
something out that's gonna
I
we're gonna be able to
I
sleep
do
at night putting.
lots of dumb things. They just none of them have gone viral yet.
Right, but no, like you know what I'm saying, like really fun,
Yes,
fun borderline.
fun dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up, Jimenez? But guys, we're gonna call it a night. Thank you all for coming. We got David Guitar Off the Cuff with me, my buddy from long time ago. Check out his channel. His link is up top. And thank you all for coming. Hey, if you want to see a
Thank you
cool
for all the
thing on,
folks that are connected.
yeah,
Jimenez, I was on your channel yesterday, I think.
yeah. But check out Rushmore's tomorrow, Friday night. They have a good live on pop culture. Uh,
Mm.
we're just talking about movies and things and stuff. I just want to have a good conversation with a friend on the live, in which we did, and I'm thankful that David came. But you guys have a good night or morning wherever you're at, and we'll see you
Yes,
guys.
Cable's got the whole farm there. She's got the horse too. All
Right.
right.
Peace
Thanks,
out, guys.
everybody.
Have a good night. We'll see you later.